or a 4x24-foot sidewalk for $39.99, or finance it for $187.61 for 24 months. Find out more by calling Bean Brothers Landscaping, 704-718-4988, online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com.
Honda Motorcycles of Shelby wants to take this time and salute our veterans. Tragically, the effort to make America and the world safer and to defend freedom around the world is not without an enormous cost to our nation in terms of primarily lost lives and those who bear the scars and the wounds of war and their families who must bear their losses. This veteran salute is from everyone at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
Dellinger's Jewel Shop is a fourth-generation, family-owned, 132-year-old business located in downtown Kings Mountain. Dellinger's offers quality diamonds, gold and silver jewelry, custom jewelry, and jewelry repair, and great gift items with free gift wrapping. And they offer a sale price every day. So remember them for that special gift. Looking for that perfect engagement ring? They have a great selection of preset rings and loose diamonds. They're the place to go for better diamonds at a better price. And while there, register for the $1,000 shopping spree. Dellinger's Jewel Shop, 112 West Mountain Street, Kings Mountain. Call 704-739-8031. God bless our veterans. This from everyone at West End Sales in Vail. We owe you a debt of gratitude, but more than that, we owe you for our freedom. We thank you for what you were called to do so we can safely do what we're free to do. Our veterans deserve our respect for the security of our future. This veteran salute is from everyone at West End Sales at the Highway 18 North, Highway 274 West intersection in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com.
Get ready for fall and winter driving with a stop in at Butler's Tire and Auto Service in Kings Mountain. Right now, brand new name brand tires are at cost with installation package. Come in for all the details. They've got the best tire prices around. Come get your free quote on your new set of tires. Plus, Butler's Tire and Auto Service does all types of automotive service, from an oil change to a tune-up to an inspection. See Butler's Tire and Auto Service, 404 East King Street, right across from KFC in Kings Mountain.
Man, I only do things incredible can, 'cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, 'cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, 'cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, 'cause that's who I am.
guys are in here talking about getting back in and they lost 2 games, including to the Bears.
The Bears.
Including Keebler, the elf, had no touchdown passes. It's like, why? I mean, why don't the Panthers just say, we drafted the wrong guy and hired the wrong coach?
Yeah,
we have the wrong owner. We got everything wrong.
Well, who's going to say that with that statement, though, Tom? Who's going to make that?
I'm just saying. I mean,
we've got the wrong owner and
they're wrong. I mean, we've got the wrong owner. You got the wrong quarterback. You got the wrong coach. You've got wrong everything in Carolina, and it's bad because you could have had C.J. Stroud, who's having a good year. And I just don't think Frank Reich was the right guy. I just don't think he's the right guy.
And we'll talk about that later as we go through the season. But the bad thing about it is, Tom, is that the worst thing about it is that they traded up. They could have sat at 9 and did whatever they wanted to, and still
got a good quarterback,
and still been 1-8.
You got Will Levis,
still been 1-8.
And
But was it they sold the farm to move up, and then the next day they go, well, who are you picking? Well, we don't know. We just figured we'd go up and evaluate all these people. That they didn't know. I mean, like you don't trade up for the farm. The franchise are like Frank Wright's putting his job and the franchise on this guy's back, and we don't even know whose guy's back we're going to put it on.
Well, like with Cleveland, I don't mind telling you, we screwed up. I mean, it's gonna come. The chickens are gonna come home to roost on this. You gave away 3 number 1 draft picks.
Isn't that kind of like
the chickens are gonna come home to roost eventually.
The Panthers going to the Kentucky Derby. Yeah. And walking up to the betting booth and saying, "Here's $1 million. Y'all put it on whatever. I'll be back in a minute and find me a horse." And they've got it, and you just go pick them out later. Like it's not. I mean, it's just the weirdest thing. But anyway, we've got that to talk about. NBA, the Hornets are off and running or buzzing. I think they're in last now. Still, where they usually are. But anyway, we'll talk about that and more. But we got to finish up also the NASCAR season championship as well this weekend on ktcbroadcasting.com. Our broadcast schedule with no NASCAR and no baseball all of a sudden, and then we're running out of things to broadcast. But anyway, we got Duke in North Carolina tonight at 7:00. Football, the Tar Heels and the Blue Devils tomorrow.
That was a good win Carolina had over Campbell last week.
Was that
back
not
on track, boys? Back on track.
Back on track.
We talked about Alabama
this week.
Talk about Alabama. Look what they did.
They played at 11 a.m., Tom.
I know.
That game was at 11
because I turned on 101.5 to listen to it. I said, I'm listening to the Carolina game. They're doing I said, it's over? It's like it's over already?
Well, the Tar Heel basketball team, we'll have broadcast of that on Sunday with no Carolina Panthers. You can listen to Carolina Tar Heel basketball. They've got How High Lehigh coming to the Dean Dome. They better not lose that game. To Lehigh after all that.
Ohio State almost got beat by Oakland. I think Oakland, Michigan or somewhere.
Well, y'all did get beat.
Well, I mean, the first game, I don't know. The second game they got beat?
Yeah.
I knew they were struggling in the first game.
You lost.
Well, Michigan State got beat by somebody low, didn't they? No name who this week as well.
And Duke went down last night.
Duke went down last night.
To
Arizona
and
Caleb Love.
Yep, Caleb Love.
Dumb Tar Heel fans. I can't believe y'all ran him out of town.
And he was walking out of the
Texas A&M.
He beat Coach K in the Final Four.
Oh, my God. But he was walking out in between the little hedges there. He was waving at him. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
He actually tweeted out, "Good day to be a Tar Heel" after the game, Terry.
Did he?
Yes, he did. So he's not hating on the Tar Heel.
He's probably sitting there right now saying, "You know what? I'm at a pretty good location."
Well,
Texas A&M was ranked 15th.
Probably pretty good weather up there.
You lost.
All right, this week, not last night, we had a couple games on Thursday as well. The high school football playoffs continued in round 2. We've got 1A, 2A, and 3A Western final scores here in front of you. If you listen on the radio this morning, like, what are you talking about? In front of you, this show's broadcast live every Saturday morning, live on YouTube. And if you don't catch it live on YouTube, live on the radio, you can go watch it, the replay, on YouTube. We're going to have some bad picks today. We got 2 weeks worth of NCAA and NFL bad pick segments. And we also admit when we're wrong. So we got that coming up here in just a little bit. Speaking of wrong, Shannon, I know he missed one last night really bad. Where is it? I'll remember it in a minute. Oh, he picked East Surrey to beat Community School Davidson by like 4 touchdowns. And they're the 14th seed.
Well, they only got beat by. I mean, I picked
But
East
I don't
Surrey
win
to
by
win.
4. He didn't say like squeak by Terry. He picked the 14th. He's
what I'm
like,
saying.
they're going to kill him. He's like 4 touchdowns.
This is the same man who said Avery County was going to put on a clinic.
they did.
I
It's a
missed that
clinic.
Avery County's going to put on a clinic.
All right, Tom and Terry and Zach, I'm going to let
awesome.
you guys handle the scores here for a minute. Terry, I'll let you start there in the let's go we'll go 1A to 4A. So top left is 1A, middle 2, top right is 3. All right, Terry, go with the 1A scores from last night, if you would.
I get over in this bracket? Okay, never mind. Don't complain. Just say it.
What are you whining about?
Swain County defeats Bessemer City last night, 42-7. Robbinsville over Mountain Island last night, 40-7. It was Mount Heritage 38, Starmount 14. It was North Rowan defeating Corrigan 49-39. Eastern Randolph, no trouble with Hayesville 39-10. It was Thomasville 41, Albemarle 13. I am glad to see Albemarle back in beyond the first round now. So it's trying to get their program back together. It was really tough back in the 90s and early 2000s. Murphy defeats Bishop McGinnis 59-22. It was Mount Airy, no trouble with Mitchell 42-0. It was Weddington, a big win over Chambers 14-10. And Charlotte Catholic 24, Roberson 21.
And Terry got into the 4A, so he didn't follow directions. But anyway, the 2A, Monroe over West Lincoln 35-27. Bunker Hill over Burns 21-14. Brevard over North Stanley 36-7. Reedsville over West Oaks 42-7. Shelby over Lincoln, and that was Thursday, covered here on YouTube, 41-21. Salisbury blanks Maiden 40-0. Forest Hill over Randleman 35-14, and the Community School of Davidson defeats East Surrey 25-18, and that's your 2A playoff scores. Zach, the 3A.
All right, let's go into 3A today. We got Crest Chargers 28-16 over Statesville Greyhounds. We got West Charlotte 29-8 over High Brighton. Robinson Bulldogs 27-17 over Northwest Cabarrus Trojans. Dudley 48-6 over Central Davidson. West Henderson 37-7 over East Lincoln. Oak Grove 23-16 over Pisgah. AC Reynolds 15-0 over Kings Mountain. Hickory Red Tornadoes 48-28 over North Lincoln Knights.
And that's
all
the
right, Terry.
3A.
Now
you can read the 4A, Terry.
Oh, I get to do 4A? Yeah. Okay. Weddington defeats Chambers again, 14-10. Charlotte Catholic over Roberson 24-21. It was Huff, no trouble with Porter Ridge, 45-12. Grimsley, no trouble with Sun Valley, 56-24. Butler, no trouble with West Forsyth, 47-7. Great game here. Independence wins over East Forsyth, 34-28. Watauga defeats Mallard Creek. What a win there. Watauga 20, Mallard Creek 14. And Mount Tabor 19, Mooresville 14.
Terry, how many of them boys from Mallard Creek ever been up that mountain?
Probably not many. Guarantee it. That's it.
And it was a little chilly last night too. Up, I don't remember the actual temperature that it was, but it was colder than it was here, and it wasn't too warm here.
There's a couple games here that really, I don't know what happened to East Lincoln for them to get beat that bad up there. I figured they would be well prepared to go there, and get beat 37-7, and then. What a clinic the AC Reynolds defense did on Kings Mountain, 15-0.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have never, ever thought Kings Mountain would have been shut out.
When I saw Starmount goes down, they had a really, really good year getting beat by Mountain Heritage.
Can I say something without hurting anybody's feelings? I think some people, there may have been a certain team where a certain coach who had a lot of success and won more games than any other coach in school history at a particular school. And you think, well, if we just get such and such in here.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go on the road and get blanked in a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that disappointed a lot of people.
And I think that when you start listening to the wrong people and you start buying into what some idiot fans and other people are saying, or if somebody's got a lot of money and a lot of influence, they don't know football. And I think a particular team ran off a particular coach that knew football well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I know I've overused this today, but chickens come home to roost, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
you got blanked in a playoff game. So I'm just saying that before you start screaming and yelling and talking about how stupid the coach is, make sure you know what you're talking about. Make sure you know football, because good football coaches are hard to find. That's what I'll say.
Yep.
Good football coaches who are right fit are hard to find.
And ask, just West Lincoln's a perfect example of that. Look how much they've improved since they've got the coach that they have.
Yeah.
Terry can attest to that. I mean, they're perennial every year now. You can expect them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, I'll twist the knife just slightly a little bit more. They also run off the local radio station, the local television station, and then they made their own station and drove up there to watch them get blanked and made us sit outside in the cold with no power and had to draw our own drop cords and our own power. So, yeah, that's what happens.
I'm just
When you
saying.
make
I'm
these
just saying.
decisions, I get what you're saying.
And, you know,
But, I don't think Greg Lloyd would have had 0 points on the scoreboard. I'll say that.
and he was a good man.
Yeah. Overall, good man.
And he's a good man.
He was always nice to me.
And I know some people with money have influence and that, but Greg Lloyd was a good man and a good football coach, and he was good for that program for many, many years. And I think that sometimes you figure out that maybe somebody who's got the influence doesn't need to have the influence. That's all I'll say. I saw Beth Lloyd out the other night. Just a great person. I mean, the Lloyd family is just a great family. Daughter went up on the WCU, won the Southern Conference Soccer Championship. So congratulations to them. So I'm just thinking that, you better take care of your good people. That's all I got to say. Take care of your good people.
You touched on East Lincoln. You want to kind of, and we talked to David and Chip last night about North Lincoln, that Hickory game. You kind of want to wrap up. And then, of course, Steve with the Lincoln and the Shelby game. You want to kind of wrap up that West Lincoln Monroe game and the West Lincoln season?
Well, the only thing I need to say today is Coach Ponder, his group, the coaches, the players, they believed when they left here yesterday that they were going up there to win. Yep. I mean, I've never in my life seen a team, and I've said 100 times, this team to me was one of the best groups that's went through at this time through West Lincoln. And I know the group last year was good, but this group believed in each other. They went up there and they punched Monroe right back. When Monroe would hit them, they'd punch him right back. And I loved it. Coach Ponder, Coach Avery, Coach Navy. I mean, I could just name Coach Sane, Coach Newton, Coach Mallory. I mean, you can keep on naming. I know I'm not getting everybody that's on this squad, Holbrooks, but, you did a great job. And when that score come out, whether we lost or not, you proved to Monroe, you know what, we can play with you. And that's what I like going on the road, because we've talked about, Kevin, you said as long as you go there, it's tough to win there. But if you take them away, it's a whole different story. Now, I think West Lincoln probably set up something, and we might see this coming week. I think Bunker Hill's going to beat them.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. Was after Tom saw the Bunker Hill Bears last night. Terry, you actually got to watch both games last night, so you saw both the matchups. So you seeing both teams last night, Terry. You say Bunker Hill might at home on the grass might be a favorite in that game. Tom,
because they're going to do the same thing West Lincoln did, but Bunker Hill I'm not mean this in no bad way, but probably better athletes than what we got at West Lincoln. But, our guys played together, played as a team, and now this Bunker Hill team has come around after West Lincoln almost beat them, and they've started playing together. Hey, that's a good win over Burns. I mean, they're from Cleveland County. Number one, that's what people look at. If you come out of Cleveland County, that's a good football team coming to play you if they're on the road, And when you can beat somebody like that, it's nothing wrong with Burns. Burns is one of those squads in America that if you go, just like Crest, Kings Mountain, and Shelby, if they're coming to you, you better be ready to play because they're coming to win.
Terry, let's say 10 years ago, I tell you that the undefeated Bunker Hill Bears are going to beat the Burns Bulldogs in the round 2 of the playoff.
I'd have said
playoffs.
no way.
Said to me.
I'd have said no way.
The first conference title they've had since 1980.
Yes.
The first undefeated season they've had since the 1960s. So, I mean, it's just that they've really got things going in the right direction. And I'll say they've got Willis and McCleve. If you're Monroe, you better know who those guys are, because both of those can beat you at any time. Now, Willis also plays defense, had an interception. So they're a little thin. They're going both ways. You know what I mean? They're going both ways. So that may get you. I don't know if Monroe has to do a whole lot of that. 2A football, you see it, 2A football. But The front four of Bunker Hill. I was going to tell you, we put in extra H-back in there. I know you saw Terry had the double H-back to the left or to the right and try to run the football. Eventually had a little success. We came out of the gate, forget it. 3-yard loss, 2-yard loss. I mean, it's their front four's good. Now, I think as the game goes on, they get a little tired. I have to go back and look and see how many of them were playing both ways. But the front four is good. Monroe offensive line, you better be ready to block. If you don't block, you're not going to run the football against Bunker Hill.
So switching back and forth between the games a little bit, Tom, I only saw like maybe 5 passes or 10 total from the kid from Bunker Hill, but I was kind of impressed how he moved in the pocket and threw the ball. He the first one I saw, he pump faked the safety, then looked the other way.
Yeah, he did.
And the receiver had to shake a guy, and then he waited on him to get open, then boom, hit him. I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The way he looked, and I don't know, like I said, the rest of the game, you guys were there on the field and saw that, but I just a quick comment. What I saw from him was a little impressed by how he threw the ball. He was a left-hander. Yeah. Right. Kind of looked like Tua out there.
Yeah, and he can. We looked at his rushing yards, and he had negative rushing yards for the year. Yeah, he's not going to threat to run the ball, but he can move.
He can scramble.
Yeah, he can scramble.
Yeah,
he can get out of pressure pretty good. Steps up in pocket.
Probably overstated in today's game, but he extends plays, right? I mean, that's what he does. I mean, he's able to move his feet and create a little space for himself.
And when he was extending the plays, he was looking downfield, too.
Well, I'll tell you, someone who's taken snaps before, you can't rely on an offensive lineman to form a pocket and protect you every play.
No.
Usually somebody, the other side's got a pretty good defensive lineman or two that make a break. You have to move a lot. So looking at the matchups, let's go down to the matchups real quick. Looking at next week, who will be where? Swain County will be at Robbinsville. Mountain Heritage will go to North Row, and Eastern Randolph will host Thomasville. Murphy will be at Mount Airy, and that's in the 1A.
That'll be a good game there.
Yep. In the 2A, it was all chalk except for one. Monroe will now go to Bunker Hill, 1 versus 4. Reidsville on that side of the bracket is, I think, the 2. Bunker Hill's not a 1. Reidsville's the 1, right?
Bunker Hill is the 13. They were the 4.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
So Bunker Hill still hosts Monroe, right, Terry?
Yes, they host them, and then they'll have to go to Reidsville.
Right. So on that side of the bracket, Reidsville, well, not unless Brevard beats them, Terry.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, Brevard goes to Reidsville. Terry says no chance, Brevard. Yeah. If you're listening, Terry says don't even crank the bus up and burn your gas.
That's right.
Shelby will be at Salisbury. Y'all don't listen to him. Next week. In that side of the matchup, and they'll play the winner of Forest Hills, who beat Ranneman on the road last night, and Forest Hills will go to Community School of Davidson, who's the 3 seed. So if Shelby wins, they'll have to go to Community School of Davidson.
And give Salisbury a lot of credit. I understand beating Maiden, but beating them 40-0. I mean, come on.
They come to Burns last year, I believe it was, too. And they had a pretty solid team last year.
The last few years, everybody talks about Reidsville and Shelby, and we mentioned Monroe and Salisbury have been basically upset killer or team killers in these late 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounds that you don't want to play them, and it depending on how good they are that year, that they can knock you off. And 40-0 over Maiden's a pretty good show in there. Be a pretty good matchup. How did Maiden and Lincoln do this year in their matchup, Terry? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Oh no, not off the top of my head.
I think Maiden beat them by like 1 touchdown is what it was
at the very end of the game.
So Maiden beat Lincoln, and Salisbury should win by 20 over Shelby by that math.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know about all that.
I was waiting for it.
It's going to be tough to go on the road. It's
we don't need Steve Degree calling in here to talk to us.
Shelby's going to have to get out of school about 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, ride that 2-3 hours up to Salisbury. And
it's an hour and a half, Tom, to Salisbury.
Not on a bus.
Why does the bus go so slow?
The bus can't make it up there in an hour and a half.
Are they taking a school bus?
Yeah.
Surely not.
I don't know. 3rd round, they may get a charter bus. I don't know.
Again, that's what Q Tucker should be paying for, shouldn't it? The
charters.
The charters.
Well, does she even have a job anymore?
I have no idea.
Yeah, she's still leader.
Is she? Well,
fearless leader. In the 3A, all chalk again there. So only in the 2 and 3, only one upset last night. All home teams won in the 3A. Crest over Statesville. They'll host West Charlotte next week. Robinson beat Cabarrus. They'll go to Dudley next week.
No chance.
High Brighton was in the 2A for a long time, weren't they, Kevin?
Yeah, because
Yes,
Burns has went up
yes.
there and played them in the
Yeah.
playoffs a couple times.
And Shelby as well.
Yeah.
They made one of the best high school football players I've about ever seen. I will talk about it later. But West Henderson over at East Lincoln, they'll host Oak Grove. And then the AC Reynolds Rockets, Terry, will head to the Hickory Red Tornadoes. And what
Should be a good matchup.
I'm telling you what,
Pretty
Hickory
good.
better be ready. That's a good defense.
It is, but I think Hickory's offense is better than Kings Mountain.
Telling you, they got that
but
big
Hickory's
running
gonna
back
give
on
up
Hickory.
points. I'm gonna tell you what. AC Reynolds, I don't care. Man, when you shut Kings Mountain completely out, I mean, come on.
Should be a pretty good game there. In the 4As, I can't remember. I don't remember how I did the matchups here, so I don't even want to dig it. I can't remember how I did the 3-on-3 there. So I do know Weddington will play Charlotte Catholic.
Yeah,
but
that'll
the
be
other
a
three,
good
I
game.
can't remember. off the
Yeah,
top of my head.
Charlotte Catholic's up to a 4A this year, so
Yeah.
All right, real quick, how about a up-to-date, up-to-the-minute power poll?
Oh Lordy, hold up, I gotta get
Huh?
because I know we
Hold
had to
up.
move up.
Wait you had to move up.
Yeah.
You lost last night.
Oh, so you're gonna rip us off again?
you don't get
We're
points
gonna
unless you
rip
beat somebody.
off, Tom. We're gonna rip him off. That's what he says.
Y'all went up there. I mean, down there to get beat, and you don't get points for losing.
What?
I don't know, Terry. You're gonna get ripped off though. That's what's gonna happen. All right, let's look over here at the up-to-the-minute updated PowerPoint standings. Yellow slashes are first round losses. Red slashes are second round losses. Top 25 Bessemer City ends the season. Now, I'm taking a sneak peek over here if anybody can move. All right. So basically, everyone 11 and up can still change spots. So Terry, y'all can still move up to 10.
Uh-oh.
Or possibly
Top 10.
9, depending on
Yeah.
who loses next week. So
That'd
just
be a nice
you're
day.
not settled. You're not settled. But 12 on down is settled in their spots. So at 25, the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets finished the season with -1 point, 6-6 on the season, and a second round loss at home. East Rutherford with 3 power points at number 24 ends the season at 5-6 in a first round loss. That was at Bunker Hill. Ashbrook loses in the first round with 5 power points on the season. They finish at 4-7, number 23 on the season. Mountain Island Charter, second round loss, 8-4 overall, number 22 in the power poll. Number 21, Hunter Huss ends the season with 6 power points, 4-7 overall, and a first round loss. Mountain Island did lose last night in the second round. North Gaston, number 20, 7 power points, 5-6 overall, and a first round loss. Number 19, Chase Trojans, 8 power points, 7-4 overall, and a first round loss. The Bandy's Trojans, number 18 overall, 9 power points, 6-5, and a first round loss. They lose their tiebreaker to Lincoln Wolves head to head matchup, and Lincoln made it further in the playoffs. 9 power points for the Wolves, 6-6 overall, number 17. The West Iredale Warriors finished season number 16, 6-5 overall, winning season, 11 power points and a first round loss.
They started like 5-0.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And then they ran into the rest of their conference, which is pretty good.
Pretty
South
good.
Point, 12 power points, lose the tiebreaker of East Gaston based on record at 12 power points. East Gaston 8-3 overall, South Point 6-5. So South Point 15, East Gaston 14. Number 13, the Burns Bulldogs with 13 power points, 8-4 on the season, and a second round loss for them. The Maiden Blue Devils in the season on a second round loss, 16 power points, 8-4 overall for them. And the West Lincoln Rebels are sitting at number 11. They could get to 9 depending on who loses next week in the power poll. But right now they finish the season with 19 total power points, 9-3 overall, give up 235 points on defense with a second round loss. All right, 10 through 6 in the power poll. The North Lincoln Knights finished the season with 20 power points, 8-4 overall, and a second round record. They're number 10. Number 9, the East Lincoln Mustangs with 22 power points, 8-4 overall, and a second round loss. Statesville, second round loss, 26 power points, 8-4 overall is number 8. Number 7, the Kings Mountain Mountaineers, 30 power points, 10-2 overall. Now remember, all 5 of those teams, 7 through 11, can move up depending on how the season finishes out with the teams above them. Now, the top 5 in the power polls. Community School of Davidson at number 5, 17 total power points, 11-1 overall. Brevard At number 4, 22 power points, 10-2 overall. Number 3, the Bunker Hill Bears, 12-0, 28 power points. Crest Chargers, 38 power points at 12-0. Is number 2, and the number 1 team still for the last 7 weeks in a row, the Hickory Red Tornadoes, 39 power points, 12-0 overall. Now, here's what's interesting, Terry and Tom and Zach, about the power poll. Those top 5 teams are our 5 local first place conference champions. And those are the 5 teams still left in the playoffs. I think we're missing one. I think we have 6 teams that would cover. Who's the one that we're missing?
You talking about Shelby?
No, well, Shelby. Oh, yeah, Shelby is first place, too.
Yeah.
So we got
They
all
won the
6
conference.
first place teams. I forgot about the split conference. Sorry, I wasn't looking down. I was talking about top 5. All 6 teams left in our area in the playoffs are the 6 conference champions. No second place teams, third place teams, or anybody's left. All champions to the third round. So that's how it's worked out there. Pretty interesting for those teams there. What do you guys think about the chances going forward for any of these teams statewide, state championship possibilities for any of them, Terry?
I'm going to go down your list. Hickory will be eliminated this week. Crest will move on. Bunker Hill will move on. Brevard will be eliminated. Community School of Davidson, who do they play?
They play at home against the team above them that won. Forest Hill is the 12 seed or 14 seed.
Ooh, that'll be interesting. I'm not even going to mention that one. But Shelby and Salisbury, I think that will be a good game on the field. Steve, I don't mean to be mean, but I think Salisbury might win this one by 7.
Terry's got the Hornets. He's got Crest and Bunker Hill and maybe Community School of Davidson surviving to the 4th round, Terry.
Forest Hill's pretty good. But I had East Surrey beating them last night, so they proved me wrong. And so when that happens, I usually get proved wrong twice.
By 4 touchdowns.
You know,
Also remember that you got 3 teams sitting there only give up 100 and something points this year. So those are good defenses.
The reason I've taken AC Reynolds over Hickory, and a lot of people say, well, you've picked Hickory all year, saying they're better. Yeah, they have been. But AC Reynolds ain't give up like 137 all year long.
Yeah.
Total defense. So.
All right, guys. It's time to take a break. We come back. We got NASCAR championship. We've got NCAA football bad picks and more coming up on KTCBroadcasting.com.
$1 for a cup of brewed coffee? You got it. Now at the new Scooters Coffee in Cherryville. $1 for a cup of brewed coffee. Any day, anytime. And remember, Scooters has all of your espresso favorites, including their signature drink, the Caramelicious, along with brewed coffee, tea, hot chocolate, and even lemonade, plus espresso blends and smoothies. The new Scooters Coffee, Highway 150 east of Cherryville, right in front of Walmart. Open 5:30 a.m. till 9, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. till 9, Saturday and Sunday.
Cold weather is on the way. Be ready with a stop in at Today's Pro in Shelby. From gas logs to fireplaces to inserts and more. With name brands like Menneson and Empire. A big inventory to choose from. And Today's Pro in Shelby does service calls too. Just call 704-600-8393. Again, 704-600-8393. For Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at thetodayspro.com.
Once upon a time is right now. Escape to the Renaissance Festival, a time-traveling adventure. Huzzah! Celebrating 30 years of cheers. Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th.
It's time for the Renaissance Festival. Shopping, food, men in tights. Hi.
New delicious foods. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Presented by Pepsi. Sponsored by Headers Tita. New entertainments. Time travel to a land of legends. Jousting knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons. Oh my. Tickets limited while supplies last. Online only at renfestinfo.com. Save your dates. Oh, you'll love the Renaissance Festival. Only 2 more weekends of foolish good times at the Carolina Renaissance Festival. Oh, you'll love the Renaissance Festival. Don't miss it.
Trusted, tried, and true. Those 3 words represent the highest standards for the Kawasaki Mule side-by-side. Trusted means being built strong and built to last. Tried means being put to the test by hardworking people doing the toughest jobs. True means stand authentic to the roots that run 30 years deep. Kawasaki Mule, the definition of trusted, tried, and true. See the Kawasaki Mule today at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell.
All across the Tar Heel State, this is Carolina football.
He fumbles the football. He's hit and loses it, and the Tar Heels have it.
This is the home of Carolina football.
The foot race, 30, 20, bye-bye, one play, touchdown, Carolina.
Catch live coverage of the Tar Heels all season long, right here on your home for Carolina football.
Tar Heel football on Carolina Country and the Boss.
Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain announces their 8th annual Campers Inn RV Bike Drive. Now through December 4th, Campers Inn is partnering again with the Kings Mountain Police Department to help collect new bikes for children in our community. Bring new or unassembled bikes and they'll put them all together. Drop off your bike anytime at Campers Inn. For more information, call 704-750-7295. Be a part of this year's bike drive, sponsored by the Campers Inn RV. 615 Broadview Drive off Highway 161 south of Kings Mountain at I-85.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
The fools. All right, welcome back to the broadcast. NASCAR champion. Terry, since you're leaving, we'll cover that right now. Did you ever think?
He's a crybaby.
Did you ever think that we would say a Blaney was NASCAR
He's a crybaby
champion? You want to turn your? Zach,
Sorry.
you don't even turn.
I know.
I
I turn. I seen it come across the thing that that he had won, and I was like, "That's not any of the ones that we all picked. Everybody different, but Blaney.
Christopher
Everybody
Bale,
but
and he
Blaney.
was out of it fast.
Everybody
Heck
but Blaney.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand, and his crew chief was trying to calm him down. He was mad because other people were passing him, and his crew chief kept telling him, "Don't worry about them guys. He's more worried about Ross Chastain passing him." And then the guys that he was winning, beating in the back, and I'm like, guy, my Lord, calm down. Quit whining.
You talk about Blaney.
Yeah, Ryan Blaney.
You talk about him complaining about Chastain leading the race.
Well, yeah, and being in front of him.
So basically, what Terry's saying is talking about is Blaney wanted Chastain basically to move over for him.
Yeah, move out of my way because I'm one of the guys running for this title here for us four.
Right.
And you should move and let me by.
And
Yeah, let me
Chastain
just
was
do
not
that
moving
right.
out
Yeah,
of the way.
let me do that for you.
At the end of the day, and they've got to understand that the 36 other people or 30 people, how many others out there at the time racing to win the race.
Right.
Like Chastain's trying to win the race. So is the other 30 people. And so he was blocking and he had some F-bombs and threw his fingers up. And Chastain was funny after it, saying that he saw him back there moving his arms around and flaying around a bit and stuff. And he said, I'm guessing he wasn't too happy
What do you
with me.
expect him to do?
But,
Like, you going to write me a $30,000 check to move over?
The other
No.
32 guys that get out there with him are supposed to never try to win.
Right.
Because you only leave it up to them four guys out there. No, that's not how it works.
What it is, just put those four guys
Right.
out there and let them race.
Yeah.
So you did get to see your double burnouts because your winner was different than the winner for the
Who won the race?
Chastain.
Chastain.
So
did.
Chastain was leading. Blaney was in second, and Blaney wanted Chastain to get out of his
To
way so
move
he could
over.
win both.
Oh, no.
Like, you got to beat me. You think Earnhart's moving over so Sterling Marlin can
Right,
win?
no.
No.
If you're the NASCAR champion, get around me.
Exactly.
If you're that good, get around me.
I don't.
If you're not that good, then shut up. Take second
Yeah,
place.
and
for-
his crew chief kept on talking to her like, don't worry about them guys. Worry about the guys that's behind you.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right. So last week, talked a little bit about the Truck Series champion Ben Rose. I'm going to get into some of his press conference here in a second. Here's a video from the Xfinity Series. Let me get this up, and gotta hit that button right there. All right, check this video out from Xfinity Series, guys. Pit road fire, and just watch the tire changer. He just keeps on working here. He's in the middle of that fire, and he walks over and he's like, "Well, can somebody put this out?
Yeah, it's on me.
Somebody get this, please. Here, I got a little bit in my pocket. I got some fire in my pocket. All right. We good? All right, let me change this tire.
Yeah, let me go back.
While you're spraying me in the face.
Yeah, he got mad because he was spraying him in the face with the fire extinguisher.
I can't see now.
So I don't. It don't have the guy's name here, but he was from the pilot flying crew here on the Xfinity Series race. But
He ought to get a little extra in his paycheck this week.
you would think.
Got that tire on for him.
All right, so here is Ben Rhodes' press conference and it is just is this one said the tweet says it is glorious as you thought it would be, you bad mamma jamma. So that's all I got to say on this. All right, Zach, ready to hit the button? All right, here we go. Here's Ben Rhodes, two-time Truck Series champion.
What a night. Okay, I'll kick us off with this. I was the experiment in 2021 because they just built the barn. I went to the barn first. They're taking me to the barn second. It's like they learned something. So guess what I did? I got lit beforehand. Was it 26 laps of overtime? I was getting frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. I thought even if we won the championship, sorry. Oh my gosh, I am very sorry. That was embarrassing. Should have pulled the mic away. You know, we go to the wind tunnel, right? Like that's a thing. They go down from Ohio, and that's the Jake break, down the mountains. Because the old 38, like, doesn't hit the shifter. But I like Zane. I love Tic Tac. You know, it's going to be like a Ford 1-2, I thought. And that was going to be, like, really cool. Really cool. Did he have damage?
Yeah, damage.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had
news to me, brother. Got a lot of work to do, Mamma Jam. Well, that's cool because the wheel's like over here and it was like over here. So I knew him. We've done this 3 times now. I knew he was telling a fib, a big fibber. Hey, by the way, everybody, dinosaurs aren't real. I started on my champagne and then I ran out. That's like 1.5 liters. You know, like a real 1.5 liters. It's European. And then I got this drink right here, Bud.
Hello.
Hello,
I'm
voice in the sky.
I'm the disembodied voice.
It's great. I love some cows. I am sorry. Was I not supposed to tell everybody where I'm staying? Okay, I'm sorry. That's where I'm staying.
Bob Parker's Fox Sports.
Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Robert. Your hair, wait a second. Your hair is wild tonight.
Yeah,
Was you worried I wasn't going to win?
No, it's been a long day.
Oh, old Richard in his infinite wisdom at 50 billion years old with his gray hair that's flaming and just straight up the roof with his Guy Fieri haircut said, hey, was he in here? Okay, he would be yelling at me right now. I knew there'd be late race cautions. I just didn't know there'd be like 1 billion of them. Is that right? Is that the right number, 1 billion? Johnny's not here, but I feel like Johnny Sauter's here in spirit. I like Johnny. Remember when he called me a bozo? I called him last week. I was like, hey, remember when he called me a bozo? What you doing in retirement, old man? He's having a good life. I like Johnny. This is another tangent. I'm back. That guy has good hair. Well, it hasn't sunk in yet. You give me a couple days, Mama Gemma. Got my champagne goggles. I got my hat, chain, and we're just having a grand old time. Thanks, guys. Right. Love it. You're still my close group of friends. I just want y'all to know that.
So that was after a bottle of champagne. Here's him racing. Go. He bet him that he could outrun a golf cart, and so here's the champion.
I think they have to give him blood alcohol before they put him in a truck.
He's going cold trickle on this one, boys. He might be still asleep, Terry.
Come on, get up. You wait for me. You wait. Come on now.
Don't do this. Don't say yours.
Yeah. Good last.
This reminds me too much of being in school.
He won one race. All year until this one.
So Terry, whatever they say, I love it. Having fun with it, not well. I won the championship, whatever. You know.
Why don't you thank your crew?
Be up
Why don't you thank your
so a man who
I'm
acts,
sure he did at some point.
A man who acts like that is something to be celebrated.
Tom, that was hilarious. That's awesome. Having fun to win. What should he have done, Tom?
The example that he sets for kids watching is great.
For all the children out there. All right. You and Tom sit there and be fuddy-duddies.
Continuing the dumbing down and the ruining of America. This guy.
The NASCAR trucks series champion Terry is dumbing down America.
This guy,
Tom.
This grown man.
What are you?
Grown man. I mean, not even a kid. He's a grown man, right?
Okay, he's 25.
He's a grown man.
Having fun, Tom.
He's 25. He acts like a 12-year-old girl.
Now, Terry, watch. When we get to college football, Mr. Serious over here in Ohio State can't have no fun over here.
That's great. That's good fun right there. That's great. He's an outstanding role model. I want my kid to watch him on TV.
Tom
Terry.
hates the
I
world.
want my kid to act like that guy.
Is that what it's about?
Yeah.
No,
it is.
It's not.
You have a certain responsibility to carry I mean, you can have fun without acting like a complete idiot. Guy's an idiot.
Are you just mad because he said dinosaurs weren't real?
No,
is that the one that made you mad?
After about
is that your history
after
book?
a minute of that, I'm like, can we do something else besides watch this idiot embarrass himself?
I'm sorry, you hate your life. All right, Terry.
I don't hate my life. I just don't want to be an idiot like him. No, you're not doing that. No, you're not going to say that and just cut me off.
And you're hating on
You're not
me
going to say that
because
just cut
you're
me
worried
off.
a kid.
Oh, I didn't hate your life because you don't act like
You
this
do.
fool. This
I didn't
guy's
say
on
because
drugs.
I didn't say because
You know what?
I did not say
you're going to turn on your
because
TV
you like.
in 5 years from now, and he's going to be dead in a hot tub. That's what you're going to see. It's the same thing.
What?
Yeah, watch.
That
Druggie.
kid?
He's a druggie.
He drunk a glass of bottle of champagne.
He's on board
He
champagne.
drank a bottle of champagne.
Okay, whatever. When that druggie,
And then he was drinking a Bud Light after because he ran out of
find
champagne.
him dead in the hotel room.
Oh my God!
Waiting
Terry,
on the toxicology
where
report.
have we gone with this?
Am I lying?
I'm just sitting here listening. That's all
What do you
I'm
mean
doing.
you're lying? You just accused Ben Rose of overdose on drugs.
He will. Watch.
That's the meanest and weirdest
No,
thing
and
I've
nobody
ever
act
heard
like
in my
that.
life.
Nobody act. No, it's not mean. It's a fact.
Do you know? Did you see the first time he won?
Yes, you showed it.
Okay,
Guy's an idiot.
Terry,
Whatever.
who is now the oldest? 4 oldest drivers in NASCAR right now.
Well, I saw part of it that you showed. Kyle Busch was one of them.
Well, you know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Who else?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Well, you know who NASCAR drivers? Who's the old ones? Who's the old guys?
Because Kevin, are you talking about now? Kevin Harvick and all them's gone.
Right. Well, Kevin Harvick's gone. So who are now the 4 oldest drivers in NASCAR?
Who cares? What does that mean? Anything? I mean, really?
All right, JP, we're going to go to break. We'll be back in a minute on KTCBroadcasting.com.
And enjoy their big buffet on Wednesdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. until 7:30. It's all you can eat. Check out their new menu with pizza, subs, wings, salads, and more. And check out the new games, too, in the game room. Papa's Pizza to Go, 1002 East Main Street in Cherryville. Online at papaspizzatogo.com and like them on Facebook, too.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts.
It's the shopping event of the season, the Southern Christmas Show, November 9th through 19th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Naughty or Nice, explore a nautical-inspired entrance filled with coastal Christmas charm. Plus, shop hundreds of booths to find one-of-a-kind gifts for everyone on your list. Buy tickets early and save at southernchristmasshow.com. Online tickets courtesy of Craft Body Scan.
Let's go to the Southern Christmas Show.
Now is the time to get your certificate of deposit with Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. And right now, you'll find certificate of deposit rates up to 5.25% APY. APY is the annual percentage yield. Minimums apply. NCUA insured. For more information, go to carolinafcu.org. Again, carolinafcu.org. Carolina Federal Credit Union, located at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Call 704-435-0186. Better than honor and glory, the thought of a veteran's duty done will always be remembered. This Veterans Salute is brought to you by Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby. Our veterans have made many sacrifices for our country in the name of freedom. And a special Veterans Salute for Ernest Witherspoon, who served in the U.S. Army Air Corps. And another special Veterans Salute to Ernest Chappell, who served in the U.S. Army. This Veterans Salute is brought to you by Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, online at witherspooninsurance.com.
Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain knows that our flag does not fly because of the wind that moves it. It flies with the last breath of each soldier who died protecting it. America's veterans have served our country with the belief that democracy and freedom are ideals to be upheld around the world. This memorial salute is from Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Online at tractorsusa.com. Call 704-259-6100.
This holiday season, a new Honda CRF is more than the most reliable machine to hit the trails. Our lineup of family-friendly trail bikes offers the perfect gift for riders of every level, from the CRF 50F to the 110, the 125, and the full-size 250F. You can give the gift of riding to every Red Rider in the family. So head to Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, now during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, and give a gift that'll last a lifetime.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're finished talking about NASCAR. I think college football.
You're thinking hard in there. Good job, JP.
I didn't know where I was going. I'm just trying to make
it. You're doing good.
Estimate.
Proud of you. You'll make it.
Oh.
All right. Yes, JP, college football. The highest scoring games. Terry's going to say it doesn't matter. This year at Wrigley Field. High scoring games this year at Wrigley Field. Cubs 20-9. Cubs 14-9. Cubs 16-6. Cubs 17-3. Pirates 13-7 over Cubs. Cubs 11-8. And Iowa 10. Northwestern 7. Iowa at Northwestern come in as this year's 7th highest scoring game in Wrigley Field, Tom.
So that was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
10-7.
I'm surprised.
6 baseball games had more points in them at Wrigley Field this year.
I'm surprised that Iowa showed up after Minnesota. They had Minnesota beat on the kick return, and they called it back because they said the guy did a fake fair catch. And that game was only about 12-10. So Iowa's games are always like that. I mean, they just don't score a lot of points, but they don't give up a lot of points. Boring football. Terry would like it. Defensive football where nobody scores. That's a great game.
That's the reason I brought this paper in here, our picks from last week, because I think I mentioned North Carolina State would beat y'all.
Who's y'all?
Did. Miami. Well, y'all.
Who's y'all?
You and Zach took Miami, and I believe I said on here that game will beat y'all, and it did, because I ended up with 8 wins, and y'all 2 had 7. And that was the last game of the night.
So Oklahoma.
And
we have the show during we have the show in the morning, Terry.
Check.
We have the show.
Well, last week you had the Colts playing in Baltimore, and we'll see that later. This is Oklahoma's been having a bad season, right?
Not really. They just lost a couple recently. They were doing well for a while.
Well, their season's over, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, they're having a bad season.
She probably thinks that's a Sooner.
Well, here's the thing. This is an Oklahoma fan petting a Longhorn, and she gives the hook 'em horns, what is it? Horns down symbol. And watch what the Longhorn thinks about that, Terry. Horns down. Doop, boop.
Yeah, that's what you get. Yeah.
For the folks on the radio, as soon as she gave the horns down, the Longhorn popped her in the back of the head with his horn. So he knew. He knew. He's been trained.
That's funny. I'm just glad that was on camera.
All right, this is the spirit of college. Oh, so this isn't football. This is basketball. This is basketball. No, this is basketball.
Oh, okay.
All right, this is what alumni of Syracuse, first time back since 1975. Wow. Terry, he missed the Jim Boeheim era.
He did the whole thing.
Tommy, he graduated 1975, hasn't come back, never saw Jim Boeheim coach.
Maybe he don't like Jim Boeheim.
That's amazing.
I mean, that's how I would take that.
One of the comments was, this guy really hates the 2-3 zone.
Yeah.
So Boeheim finally did give it up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I somehow I missed that. I thought he was going to have to give it up. Remember the traffic accident a few years ago?
Yeah.
I thought that was going to do him in, but it didn't.
Real quick, Terry, I'm going to show you one more little NASCAR stat. NASCAR viewership. These are the finales. 2015, $7.5 million. 2016, $6 million. 2017, $4.5. 2018, $4.1. 2019, $3.7. 2020, $3.06. 2021, $3.2 million. It's
It did come back up a little.
NASCAR finales have dropped
22 and 23
half since then.
22 and 23's went down too.
What was 23? That's
2.92. Watch Sunday.
Yeah,
See it up there top.
2.92 Sunday, and then 3. So it went down.
So do you sit back and think this
They're down to 2.9.
See thing that they're doing by giving stage points and all that is hurt this
that's
thing?
what I don't. That's the thing I don't like. I agree with the guy that said you're starting to race over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be beginning to end. I don't like them. I don't like them regrouping them and everything. I just don't like that. I do like watching racing.
Well, you don't have a lead. If you got a lead, you get no reward for getting a lead, and then you can wreck. And JP, turn that down. Whatever you're doing in there. Or no, that's the radio down the hall.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Go close the hallway. I know the speaker's kind of loud.
Okay.
Close the door to that wherever the noise is coming out.
Okay.
Terry, real quick on that. The Daytona 500 was the highest watched race cut in IndyCar and all that other stuff this year. It had like 7-point-something million viewership. So
I think everybody gets into it to start the year. I think all that.
It's too long.
The end of the
not Daytona.
No.
He's talking about the season.
The whole season.
I think also in the end of the year you lose part of your viewership with the football fans.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that's the same fan base. Like
Right.
if you're a NASCAR fan, there's probably 99% chance you're a football fan.
Right.
I would say at some point. So, but you lose some on that. It's Homestead. Terry, I know you'd probably want him to finish at Daytona, wouldn't you?
Yes. Oh yes. I'd
or
rather start
Charlotte,
there and
or
end
Atlanta,
there.
or Darlington, or something that says NASCAR, North Wilkesboro, something.
No. I
Phoenix?
want it to end where everybody has an opportunity. There's races you go to that some guys do not have an opportunity. And that's what I keep trying to push over, because now we're wanting to go 6 to 9 road courses for who? There's only like 10 drivers that can drive that stuff.
Again, I would rather
that are consistent.
So when they first when they first reset and did the playoffs, I liked that system about way more than this one, because I don't like the elimination of the drivers. Terry, if you'll remember, at the end of the regular season, you got all your points. You still got points for leading a lap.
Mm-hmm.
You got more points for wins, and then you got all those extra points. So when the playoffs started, you had those extra points, and then they just raced for the points. And then they still had the thing where they only had 2 guys, or maybe even only one that could win the championship at the end. So then they come up with this format where 4 guys can win a championship, and that I don't like that. Because like Terry said, I don't know the Ben Rhodes situation, but as just looking in the Cup Series real quick across that, you can win 35 races and not be the champion.
Yeah, and that's what happened with Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes didn't win but one race all year long.
Yeah, I looked at his stats. It wasn't bad. He was probably about 3rd or 4th best
but now
driver overall, top 5 and top 10s.
consistently, he drove better than everybody, probably. But
all right, I wanted to mention that before we get through. All right, let me find if I got any other college tweets. Tom will like that one. That's not college sports. So, all right, college football. Oh yeah, Tom's man, Biff has come out to protect Jim Harbaugh.
First of all, why is Biff my guy? He's not.
Charlotte, that's your alma mater.
That's my school.
Yeah.
Do I like the way he dresses and carries himself? I do not. I think it's shameful.
This is your coach. This is your fearless leader.
Whatever.
He says they're getting better. He said they're playing Memphis this week. Memphis is good, but we are
always
better.
pull for my school. I don't pull again for my school, but old Biff.
I've been quiet on the Michigan situation, but no longer. I was closer to Jim Harbaugh over the last 3 years than anyone except his wife and kids. If Jim knew, I would have known. I didn't know, and neither did he. I staked my reputation on it. Stop whining and get a better team. There's Biff Poggi on the
So in other words, what's really happened,
situation.
if you probably put all this in perspective, Ohio State's the one that probably started all this.
No,
And
you don't
see,
know that.
all
You
of a
don't
sudden,
know.
Michigan's
No.
turned around and started beating them.
Oh,
and now all of a sudden, hey, we got to get something over on them. Well, this guy right here is not going to be on the field when we're playing now, which he's been eliminated for 3 games now.
He's got a court order.
You know,
he's got a court order. Terry, follow the story.
Jim Harbaugh.
You want to comment? Follow the story.
Jim Harbaugh's record.
You want to comment? Know what you're talking about.
Jim Harbaugh's record at Michigan before hiring the spy. We'll call him Austin Powers. I just want one video of him like in an Austin Powers wig or something somewhere, or the glasses or whatever. Anyway, before the spy who shagged me showed up at in Michigan, he was 69-24, averaged 33 a game, and gave up 17 a game. Since the spy Austin Powers showed up in Ann Arbor, Michigan is 21-1, 40 points a game, a whole touchdown better, and a whole touchdown better on defense almost at 5 points a game better. So he improved the point differential 13 points and is 21-1 since the spy showed up and started working at Michigan, Tom. So you comment
all
on
I
that?
say is just like Tom Brady's come out to defend him, even though he cheats. I'm just saying.
Tom Brady played for the cheating Patriots.
If you are that good, why do you have to cheat? Now, everybody's going to say it was Ohio State that did it. Our coaches come out and said he didn't, so it's a he shit, and all
Ohio
this.
State did what?
But
what's Ohio State?
Tournament, basically.
I would say this to anybody who cheats. It's kind of funny how they turn it around.
Yes.
It's like I'm cheating. Well, you're bad for turning me in.
You tattled on me.
Why'd you cheat? I mean, there have been like in Terry, this is in Legion baseball. There was somebody who would always turn people for violating the rules, and people get mad at him. Oh, he turned us in for that. Well, it's a rule, right? Yeah. So, I mean, like, when did our society become you can break the rules until a neutral third party catches you? Who do you think's going to turn you in? People that like you? Who do you think's going to turn?
That definitely means Ohio State turned them in.
You know.
That's what I was saying.
I mean, nobody can hold what you don't do against you, right?
Yeah.
So if you did it, and I'm not saying Ohio State did. I mean, because there's a stigma against snitches in this country. I get it. But even if they did, I don't care if it's Purdue, if it's Michigan State, whoever. If you don't want to get in trouble, don't break the rules. And don't whine when somebody turns you in because you broke the rules and now you're the bad person for turning them in because we were winning. Well, you might have been winning because you had an edge. I mean, who knows? And would I put this past any school? Nope. But the funny thing was, about 10 years ago, we got in trouble for tattoos. Coach, gone. Wins, vacated. Bowl win, vacated. 1 year probation on bowl games. You're whining because he can't coach 3 games? When you know somebody's going to have a radio and he's making the calls anyway? You going to tell me that Jim Harbaugh is not going to have any input during the Ohio State game? Get a life. This is you want to talk about a slap on the wrist? This ain't even a slap on the wrist. If Ohio State did this, oh my God, they'd burn down the shoe. No, you guys can't have a team ever again. So I mean, it's going to go away. I mean, he's going to be back for the Big Ten championship game if they make it. He'll be back for the playoff if they make it. So this is no punishment. He's getting off scot-free with a little bit of embarrassment. He's getting off scot-free. He's not going. They're going to beat Penn State today. Penn State ain't beating them. He'll be favored to beat Ohio State. They got him at home. So this isn't going to hurt him. This is no punishment for him because guys like him don't get punished. I'm just telling you. Guys like him don't get punished. I don't know what it is, but it's a joke anyway.
He might be the Panthers' next coach. We don't know.
No, he's not going to be the Panthers coach. Why is he going to leave? He can do whatever he wants there and not get in trouble. This is the second time he's been suspended this year, right?
He got suspended, the first 3 games?
Been suspended for the first 3 games. And, what'd that do? That really hurt him, didn't it?
What's the
Get
record?
out of here, man.
Yeah. Them first 30 games, they was unbeaten.
Well, they've already got the other teams scouted and spy that he's not. Well,
I know.
What's he doing if your coordinators know all the plays?
Now, I will say this. Everybody steals signs from everybody else. That's a fact. But when you dress up a guy in the other team's uniform and put him with a set of Google recording glasses, I mean,
don't you think I would be looking at security? Maybe these places don't have good security.
They don't.
If he can go do that,
Well, more than likely,
anybody
standing
can do
beside the
that.
coach.
More than likely, yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah,
He was
that's
standing
what
right
I'm saying.
beside the
more
dude.
than likely, I think a check went from Michigan to Central Michigan, or some unsequenced $100 bills went to Central Michigan from Michigan to let the, because there's no other way. I'm just telling you,
That's
man.
what I'm saying. There's no way.
There's
I mean,
no
if I'm
other
the coach,
way.
I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah, there's no other way that you get to dress up in the Central Michigan attire with your little Google glasses on without somebody's bank account got larger. And there's nobody's going to tell me any different because, Terry, you're right. They're not. It's like, let's go up to Central Michigan the first game of the year, Terry, dressed up in a coaching garb and go in there and say,
We need to,
oh, this guy looks official. Let him in.
we need to Photoshop Austin Powers' face on
That's
him
what I'm
standing in the
saying.
Central Michigan.
It's a joke. It's
Garb.
absolutely it's a joke, but it's fine. And you know, I just thought it was funny that Tom Brady came to his defense, and Biff Poggi, who looks like he just crawled out of his bed. On
It
Saturday
looks like
morning.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, like these are the guys defending you. It's like whatever. It's like okay.
Desmond Howard says calls out the hypocrisy in Michigan and Harbaugh punishment. Tom.
Well, let me tell, like I said, all I would tell Desmond Howard and everybody else, you know, when our guy got caught, he knew about like Urban Meyer when he knew about the other coach and didn't turn it, took a suspension.
So
right?
they're arguing. Are they arguing? Yeah, we know we're doing bad, but you guys do bad stuff too, so we shouldn't be suspended. Is that
That's
their
what-
argument? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's the prevailing attitude of anybody who gets in trouble. It's kind of funny, like everybody else till they get in trouble is like, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad.
Is this-
I'm
is-
bad? No. I'm
is
not
this the
bad. I'm
butt
not
Trump
bad. I'm just
people
saying
type
as you.
thing? Is that how that
It's
works?
the same thing. I mean, you got caught.
That's
You
what I'm
got
saying. It
caught.
seems like they're all like, yeah, but we shouldn't be punished for it. Is how they're all acting like. So you're all okay as long as you're okay. Let Ohio State Ryan Day send his brother over, stand next to Jim Harbaugh in the game with his cell phone. That's what you're cool with, as long as nobody's being punished. It's just the weirdest. It's the weirdest thing ever. All right, let's do the bad picks from last week. So this will be a few minutes long, but this is 2 weeks long of bad college picks for us here on KTC Broadcasting. Like I said, we do admit when we're wrong, and here we go with these. Pretty funny. No, never mind. I had a note, but that's the NFL one. We're gonna go here. Here we go, Zach.
Bad picks.
Fake better.
Who is the world's worst gambler?
Me.
Zach Mayhew. They're winless,
I don't gamble.
and they have a losing record.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it was. So in the NFL and the college one, I'm gonna start off with Tom making an outlandish statement and then immediately regretting it. So this is him railing Zach, calling him the worst gambler ever while missing the pick that he's railing Zach about being the worst gambler ever.
Fake better. Fake better.
Who is the world's worst gambler?
Me.
Zach Mayhew. They're winless,
I don't gamble.
and they have a losing record. Winless in the conference. Give me them at home. They're gonna pull it out.
Who you taking, Tom?
I can't remember the game.
You don't even know who
Mississippi
they're
State and
playing.
Auburn. Give me Mississippi State.
All right.
I'm not going to take the winless team.
They're going to be next week.
Bad picks.
Kansas beat them last year.
Number 6, Oklahoma.
I can't hear it. Can't really hear it.
You got ears are there.
Okay.
Who you got, Zach?
I'll take Oklahoma.
Tommy? You turned Zach up.
I like Oklahoma in this game to bounce back. They had their bad game last week. 38 degrees.
That's not even a problem. They'll win easily.
Easily.
Bad picks.
Easily.
I'm going Utah. I mean, Oregon, they've kind
I'm
of
going
upset me
Utah.
last week playing Washington. So they'll lose this week on the road.
Bad picks.
Good one, Terry.
Yeah. It's not like going into Boston College, so I'm going to say Duke's going to get the win.
Oh, man.
I'm also going Duke this week. So.
Terry.
Y'all are silly. As silly can be.
After he trashed Duke
Right.
over and over, he's going to say they're going to go on the road and beat Louisville. Who
Who was
destroyed
Louisville?
Notre
Who was
Dame.
Louisville lost?
This is where
Notre
their
Dame.
defense will
Destroyed.
make a difference.
Destroyed.
Bad
Yeah, Louisville's defense.
Yeah, I
Blue
watched
or Big
Tennessee
R?
in that second half. I'm like, they're not very good on offense when their quarterback doesn't play well. Of course, nobody is, but I'm going with Kentucky at home.
Bad picks.
Oregon State.
Beavers or Wildcats, Terry?
I'm also going Oregon State.
Zach? Same here, Oregon State.
Bad picks.
I'll take Clemson against my better judgment.
Terry?
North Carolina State.
Oh, that's a loss. Clemson.
Bad picks.
Washington State was ranked in the top 15 earlier in the year. I'm
And
going
that's 2
Washington
weeks
State.
in a row. Me also, Washington
Yeah,
State.
I think Washington State. I guess Herm's
job,
not
guys.
even at Arizona State anymore. I don't know who's down there coaching them now.
Bad picks.
Give me Texas A&M. Ole Miss had some close games. He might slip up today.
Bad picks.
And this
I got Notre Dame
got those
winning
mixed
this
up
one
on the
fairly
floor.
handily.
Yeah,
I think all of us got Notre Dame.
I need Notre Dame to win this game.
Bad picks.
Bedlam. That's it. Bedlam. So
That
it's
was the
Bedlam.
last one.
Man, Oklahoma State at home. I just talked up Venables, didn't I?
I don't think he's gonna have any problem.
I think Oklahoma will win this game. Does Van Gundy still have the mullet? He cut the mullet.
Like
didn't
109 years.
he? He's gonna
Not
win.
sure. Good question.
He cut the mullet.
So all of us with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Bad picks.
The Cyclones favored by 3 over the Jayhawks. Terry.
Iowa State.
Bad picks.
All right.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
What?
Switch me to UCLA on that.
There you go. That's a loss.
I think UCLA needs this game more though.
Bad picks.
I like Miami to go in there and beat
That's wrong.
them.
Yeah, I like Miami to go in there and beat them too. I don't
Both
think NC
gonna
State's
lose,
quarterback plays.
I believe both of y'all
be
picked
good enough.
Clemson last week. Yeah. Guess who won?
You wanted to pick
And
Clemson.
then Dave Doran, what did he say after the words? He had a lot to say to Steve Smith.
Well, we'll be back.
He
in a
put Steve Smith right in his place.
What did he say to him?
Yeah, he went off.
What did he say to him?
Well, he said, I cannot explain them things on the regular.
Here, look, he's getting muted.
Clemson has been struggling. They're not the Clemson we've loved over the years. But NC State, unfortunately, they're waiting for basketball to start.
See?
Yeah, you're right.
Tell Steve Smith in the studio this ain't a basketball school. He can kiss my ass.
Yep.
Those are some bad picks.
All right, guys. Good job. We got some more picks to make here this week. Terry, so you said you won the picks last week?
Yeah, they both sat there and took Miami, knowing that was not going to happen.
I can't believe they scored with 6 points.
That defense of State's pretty good. Same thing's going to happen to Carolina when we play them.
That don't surprise me. We horrible.
They play.
We got our win last week, so we're good.
All right, so let's do.
Campbell.
Any that there really wasn't no changes or anything on the college football rankings and any of that, right? Any reason to touch on that, Tom? Where you guys? I think you guys are still one, right?
Yeah, but they haven't played the best football in the country. I think that's obvious. I think Georgia will be moving up. That's a good win against Missouri. They have another chance against Ole Miss to get some good wins. I think
Ohio
Georgia
State's always up there until the end.
Well, not always, Terry, because we have actually won a national championship. Oh, how about NC State?
How many you won?
I mean, Terry, you just say the stupidest things. But anyway,
when's the last one you won?
2015.
Okay.
When's the last time State won the national championship in football?
Gonna be surprised.
Okay, that's what I thought your answer would be. Anyway,
what does that even mean? Like,
he doesn't. He doesn't
Michigan
know.
is at Penn State today, number 3 at number 10. Michigan's favored by 4 without a coach. $200 at Beaver Stadium. Why is it called Beaver Stadium? Is that a name of a person, or does that cause, or is it after the animal?
Who cares? Penn State's always overranked.
Well, they are, but who you got, Terry, in this?
There's no doubt here. You think these guys from Michigan's going to go over to Penn State, let Penn State beat them? No, now they're playing for pride of their old school. These guys are going to stomp Penn State. Michigan.
Oh, that sounds like something's getting cut next week.
Might regret. Usually when you say something like that, you regret it. But go ahead, Tom.
I just think that Franklin in these games has not done well. I mean, he just has not against Ohio State and Michigan. He's horrible, and I think he'll be horrible again today. It's going to be Michigan goes in there and beats him.
Last week we did this with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, 3 across the board, and Oklahoma State won.
So
I'm gonna pick Michigan. God.
Ron Franklin is horrible in these games.
So number 3 is favored by 4 on the road at 10. Number 16, Kansas is favored by 4 at home against 4-5 Texas Tech.
And Kansas played very well last week.
For $15, you can get this game.
$15.
4-point spread. Terry, how are they only giving basically 1 point at home over Kansas team? Like Zach said, they've played well the last few weeks because you guys missed them on the bad picks.
Tell us about it.
I'm not part of Max Preps.
That's not that. Well, Tom, who you got in this one? Does Jayhawks hold off the rambling Ravens?
I mean, you'd like to say they can win at home. It is, because it's so hard to keep up with so many teams. I mean, has Kansas got somebody hurt? Is their quarterback
Because you always
hurt or
say
something?
Vegas knows. What the heck's up with that?
I don't really, follow them that close, but I'd like to, the big win against Oklahoma. They're at home. I like Kansas.
I also like Kansas.
I do too.
Arizona goes to Colorado today. Dion 4-5, 1-5 in the pack. 10-point spread at home. Got a shot at the Wildcats today, Zachary. Does Dion do it?
Now, Arizona played very well last week, and they come back to reality in Colorado. They lose again today.
Terry.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, he's done a great thing for Colorado, but they'll go to 4-6 and 1-6 in that conference.
Tommy?
Well, Dion said, if you're going to get me now. And Arizona's going to get them. So, Arizona.
All right. Utah goes to Washington.
No, heck with Utah.
Man, Washington's been struggling a little bit.
I'll
lately.
take Washington.
Washington 8.5-point favorites in Seattle, Tommy.
They've been struggling. I think they're vulnerable.
Yeah, go ahead and take Utah.
I think. Will you shut up so I can take the pick? I think that they're vulnerable for an upset here. I like Utah to go in there and beat Washington.
You have just lost.
Well, you need to shut up when the other person's talking.
Didn't they get beat like 35-6 last week?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They had their bad game. They got it out of the way.
Okay, now we'll go to Washington and beat them.
Washington hasn't pull up their scores. Pull up their scores.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing. You just said it.
Heck.
Well, okay, you guys.
We're gonna cut I get to cut me laughing. I hope we do, Tom. And
we're gonna
cut this one way or the other.
Yeah, one way or the other.
We got two different sides of the coin there. I'm going Washington.
I don't blame you.
The side of reason.
Zach makes the profound. The coin has
yeah,
two sides.
Zach says the side of reason. I'm now worried. Now worried over here.
The coin has two sides. In case anybody didn't.
They're going to tie. They're going to tie. That's what's going to happen.
You can't have a tie in college football.
You can't.
You shouldn't have it in the NFL either.
13-14. Tennessee at Missouri. Tennessee favored by 2.5 in Columbia, Missouri. Zachary?
Give me Tennessee.
Terry?
Missouri don't know what winning is. They just overranked right now.
Oh, my gosh. Tennessee's going down today. Good job. You just jinxed them.
Sorry, ball fans.
Why does he invent? He invents his own vernacular.
There's something about that chair. Nobody says sit over there and say some of the weirdest stuff.
Nobody says overranked. It's overrated, Terry. It's not overranked. It's overrated.
Missouri has
Have
no
you ever
chance.
heard anybody on television say they're overranked?
He's talking about the rankings, I guess, Tom.
They're over. I mean, this guy makes up his own Terryisms. We need to write them down in a book. We need to write every Terryism down in a book so we can understand what he's saying. Missouri, I thought, played very well. They've got some good players. Yeah,
Go ahead and take Missouri.
I am.
Hey, I've already got Holy Colson said we could set up a booth over there at football and do Terry shirts every year.
They could. They would make a killing.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
You really would.
Hoy Colson's been there. Hoy Colson's been there 4 months. He's running the place, Terry.
Oklahoma State.
He loves Terry.
At Central Florida. Cowboys only favored by 2.5 on the road at Central Florida.
What the heck?
In Orlando, Zach. What
Oklahoma State just took down Oklahoma last week and they're favored by 2.5. Give me Oklahoma State.
That's funny.
4-5 UCF.
Terry?
No, it's Oklahoma State. There's no way I can go that other.
It must be so heavily betted that
I like Oklahoma
they have to take it down to that, right?
Yeah, I guess. Why would everybody be betting on UCF, though? I guess because they figure Oklahoma State's coming off that emotional win, then they got to go on the road. I don't know.
Rutgers at Iowa. Iowa favored by 1.5 for $18. Hawkeyes, the future Big Ten champions, maybe hosting the Scarlet Knights. Tommy, who you got?
I don't know. I like this Rutgers team. I was impressed with the running back. Had like 150 yards on Ohio State. They outgained Ohio State. They outpossessed Ohio State. They had a good chance to win the game. I don't know if they spent all their emotions out there though. But I want to pick Rutgers, but Iowa at home. They got more to play for here. They can't score though. This one's hard to pick. Give me Iowa at home.
Terry.
It is so wrong when Tom talks too much.
I know.
But I've already wrote down Iowa, so
Now
I'm
you're
going to
worried.
stay with Iowa.
Now you're worried, aren't
He
you?
doesn't know.
I'm going with Rutgers. Iowa can't score. We seen that with the baseball. Now a minute ago.
I mean, Tom, I mean, you worried me. I was like, that's a lot of talking.
That's what I'm
back
talking about.
Iowa at home against whoever the Scarlet Knights are.
They've got a pretty good team. If you'd actually watch the game
And
ever.
I mean, and Iowa's only a 1.5 point favorite.
Which you don't.
Tom,
by your
at
own
home.
admission, you don't.
All right,
You
let's
don't.
see, Tom, real quick, since you watched.
They're 1.5 point favorite at home, so really they're not a favorite. I mean, you usually get 3 for home.
Tom's such the avid fan. Tom, who's their Rutgers quarterback?
Oh, I don't know his name.
Oh,
He's pretty good,
who's
though.
their running back, Tom?
He's good at 153 yards.
Who's
last
their
week.
wide receiver?
I didn't remember. I forget the names of my kids in my own class. So I'm going to remember Rutgers quarterback. It's like I had you last semester, and I can't remember your name.
Wimsatt, Montague, and Dremel.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That now it comes back to me. I'm just saying. I watched the game.
Yeah,
The
he has
running
to be
back was
told like
good.
8
Now
times.
it comes back to
I can remember some stat. I can't remember. I'm just tell you, self-professed. I'm horrible with names.
Terry, 4 weeks ago, if I'd have told you North Carolina was going to be a 13-point favorite over Duke, would y'all believe me?
There's no way I'd have believed you.
Duke this year's beat
Look at
Notre
'em,
Dame,
man.
right?
Yeah.
There's now a
Beat State.
a 13-point dog in Chapel Hill today. Why is Carolina like always favored by these bettors and the
Is
rankers?
Duke's quarterback playing?
And what is it?
Leonard.
Is he playing?
I have no idea.
Well, that's what explains the spread if he's not. I mean, I don't know the quarterback's name at Duke either, but I know he's pretty good. I know he had a leg injury.
Well, maybe if you would follow the Duke Blue Devils football, you would know these guys.
I mean, like, I have an idea, Kevin. I have an idea. I mean, it's different.
I just print in there, is
I'm not-
Leonard playing for Duke today?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he playing for Duke today? I'm not allowed to get on my phone. He gets mad when we get on our phones.
Well, I was wondering. You just got to
Hey,
know the
you
guy's
can get
name.
on all you want, just don't make noises over there with it.
Yeah, no, he gets mad. When you're on your phone, you get the stink eye.
What's his name?
Leonard.
Leonard. Don't know if he's playing today. He's had a leg injury. In the Florida State game, he was hurt.
It
That's why-
says
that's why I
out
lost that.
extended time of toe injury.
Right.
There you
last
go.
week.
That's why it's 13 points.
Yep.
Oh, Lordy.
Yep. That's a L.
Take UNC then.
By Carolina at home. If Duke
That'd be great. See,
Duke got
all of this
Duke got
stuff is working perfectly for North Carolina State. All of this.
How's that?
Because, I mean, when the standings are out, and State's right there too, and Carolina and Duke play today, so one of them's going to beat each other, give one of them another loss. State's going to beat Wake today. State's going to move on up in the poll, and if Carolina does win, State can take care of Carolina the last game of the year and put them below us. It might be a Florida State, North Carolina State final here if Louisville can get beat here. We should have never lost to Louisville. 13-10 loss.
It says he'll miss an extended period of time after the loss to Louisville. So
yeah,
that's not 3 days, is it?
That's what's hurt. I mean, yes, I knew they had that.
I mean, this
issue.
is a game
that
he
explains
needs to
the
play.
spread. Yeah, it's
The backup quarterback is dealing with an upper body injury.
He's not good.
True freshman Grayson Loftus,
I mean, he's
who made his first career start on Thursday against Wake Forest, as a result of the situation, guiding Duke to a 24-21 victory over the Demon Deacons. There's no definitive timeline on a return for Leonard. It's possible he could be sidelined for the remainder of the season. It's not immediately clear if Loftus will continue to start amid Leonard's absence, or if Beelan could return to action and take over that role. So, third-string quarterback, true freshman in Chapel Hill today. So there's your line.
13-point
Are we
spread.
picking that game?
Do you want to? You don't want to?
Might as well.
None of y'all picking Duke?
I'm not.
Well, then
I'm
we'll-
not picking
Then we'll skip it then.
Mhm.
Thank you, Kevin.
We need to write that down.
How many teams are over there? How
What
many
was
games?
the,
We've
what
done
was the
7.
What's that?
There was the Georgia Mississippi.
No, the rest of them were.
What was the spread on that Georgia Mississippi?
I'm not going back.
That's fine.
NC State at Wake Forest.
There's a 1 versus 9 in the nation. That's
you
what I
don't
was
have
asking.
it up here, Kevin.
It was Georgia. What's that?
Georgia and
11.
So it was over 10. I didn't know. I couldn't see the. I was trying to see the spread, but
yeah, it was Georgia
Okay.
by 11.
I thought it'd be closer.
Would you put this up here so Tom can see it?
Can y'all let me finish my
Well,
sentence?
he's not even. He's more worried about him seeing himself.
He can tell he's a teacher. That's what the kids in his class probably do to him, don't they?
Well, if they're going to do anything to me, I better hurry up because turn 50 next year. That's the age, isn't it, Terry? Once you turn that age, you just
North Carolina
you might
State
just
by
walk
2.
in, turn around, walk out.
Wolfpack favored by 2
Forget
in Winston-Salem today
Don't be stupid here, guys.
at Allegiance Federal Credit Union Stadium. It used to be PB&T.
My
Stadium.
gosh,
Zach, who you got?
Wake Forest. No, I'm just playing. I'm got NC State.
I'm getting ready to say.
I just want to see Terry's reaction.
Terry, who you got?
I got State.
Yeah, they playing a lot better right now.
Wake Forest at home.
It's hard for us to beat
Upsets.
them over.
Upsets.
They do.
State today.
You
they
are
don't-
taking that. Well, oh my God, that's 2
They don't
losses.
have their
I
own
see.
quarterback. They used to have it upstate.
Yeah, because you took Missouri, that's a loss. You took Wake, that's a loss.
We'll see.
You're a good fake better.
Took Utah too. We'll see. Utah's my only road dog.
Fake better.
Not a fake better. That's not a term anymore.
Maryland at Nebraska. Maryland favored by 2.5 on the road. Both teams are 5-4. 45 degrees in Lincoln, Nebraska today.
That's just a weird team, Maryland. They look great one time, and then they look horrible. They're hard to figure out. Nebraska plays pretty well at home. I'd like to see Maryland go in there and beat them, so I'm going to pick Maryland.
I'm taking Nebraska.
I'm still upset that Maryland's not ACC anymore. Give me Nebraska.
We'll go over to the Pac-12. See if there's anything interesting over here.
Got 9. Need 2 more.
So let me get the your pick is based on your disdain of a team leaving the conference.
No. I just hate they're still not in there.
Okay.
I wish we still had the Maryland in the.
You know, last
ACC.
night,
No
Davis,
Lefty Drizel coaching them, right?
Davison beat them in basketball
I remember
last
that
night.
name. Oh,
You
what's
know that? Davidson beat
Gary
Maryland
Williams.
in basketball last night.
Davidson's a
Tom,
good program.
after questioning Zach's gambling ability on the video earlier, I don't think you should question his reasoning for picking whoever he just picked. Who'd you pick?
He's a preacher. He doesn't gamble. We all know that.
I picked the Panthers' old coach to win that ball game.
Cougars and Bears
He didn't
scratch
have a
off
name.
in Berkeley, California today. California favored by 2.5 over the Washington State Cougars.
Well,
Terry,
this is a great game to pick.
Well,
Terry, who you got?
I'm just going to go Homer. I'm going to take California.
You know, Washington State was ranked in the top 25 this year.
Terry, who is the quarterback for California?
Heck if I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just going to say, I mean, they're playing at Cal, so Washington
It'll
State
be
comes in
about
and
10
loses.
o'clock at night, and I'll see those Pac-10 games come on. I said, there's once upon a time I used to stay up and watch.
I'm going to stay up and watch this.
No, I'm not. I'm going to bed. I like Washington State.
I do too.
All right, on the road dogs, and we'll go over the SEC. Find me something interesting over here, maybe. Not really. Tigers at Pig Suey. 2-point favorites are the Arkansas Razorbacks. $13. You can get a ticket in Razorback Stadium to see the Tigers' wonderful SEC football matchup.
This is the one that Tom said, I can't believe you're picking Auburn last week. I'm picking Auburn again this week. I can't believe they're not favored in this game.
Tommy?
Arkansas.
Oh, God. I don't like neither one of them.
What's that got to do?
If they was playing at Auburn, I'd pick them. But since they're playing at Arkansas would get up.
They get tickets as low as $13.
Arkansas.
Yep. All right, JP, when we come back, we'll do NFL, more news and picks. We'll talk Zach's Panthers, Browns, Cowboys, and more. KDCBroadcasting.com.
We didn't pick the top 10.
online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
It's time to head to Boyd Tire and Appliance in Clover and get your John Deere toy tractors and toy implements. Yes, kids still love farm toys, and Boyd's Tire and Clover has the John Deere toys you're looking for, even riding John Deere toys. And for Dad, see the line of steel chainsaws, trimmers, and blowers. And for Mom, there's a full line of appliances and microwave ovens. Something for everyone at Boyd's Tire and Appliance, 110 North Main Street in Clover, South Carolina, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Grizzly the Greeter says you better hurry on down to Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville for the Red Hot Dog Days of Summer Sale. In-stock gazebos are on sale. In-stock play sets on sale with a 2-week delivery. Take 10% off all metal buildings, and they can custom build a porch or deck. They'll design it, they'll build it, and you can rent to own it for less than you can buy the material for. All during the Dog Days of Summer Sale at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes. Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware, online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of a leaky roof. And if you're experiencing a leaky roof, call on Gaston Roofing. With over 3 generations of experience spanning over 80 years, Gaston Roofing serves Gaston, Lincoln, Cleveland, Rutherford, and York counties with metal roofing and fiberglass shingles. And they feature a lifetime shingles warranty, plus a 7-year labor warranty. They also do siding, doors, and gutters. Gaston Roofing, 1302 West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. For your free estimate, call 704-861-8166. Online at gastonroofing.com.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Laundry has never been easier than it is now with a stop in at Family Coin Laundry in Lincoln. In 4 minutes, laundry is done. 2 minutes to drop it off and 2 minutes to pick it up. They do all the rest, featuring wash, dry, and fold services. And they have the big 80-pound washer and large dryers. From a shirt or a skirt to a big king-size bed sheet. They do it all. Get it clean at Family Coin Laundry on Vandiver Drive off North Aspen Street in Lincoln. Open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week.
And we're back. Sorry, I was somewhere else. But they're talking more NFL right now, if I remember correctly.
All right, come back.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, JP, I'm muting you. Usually by you go. All right, I muted you. All right, I can mute you on this part, on this end a little bit. So, anyway, NFL picks time. We got some bad NFL picks and NFL stuff to talk about as well. We're going to go through.
I know last week was terrible.
Did we have bad? I thought I did pretty good, decent, Terry.
You did. You won.
I was about to say. If I remember correctly, I thought I did quite well. All right, let's find some NFL news and notes. I think I know.
I'm going away, Kevin.
I did. I really.
I think me and Zach had 6 that we got right.
Good gracious. That means Tom had less.
Most of the time he does.
Tom's not scared to go. Tom's not scared to go against the grain
because he picks Arizona every week.
Yeah, hey, your fun guys playing this week, Kyler Murray.
He is? Okay,
he
good.
is.
Now that we got some referees in the building, experts, running back DeAndre Swift was fined back basically $10,000 for unnecessary roughness here, Terry. Would you please explain to me what I'm looking at and why this young man, the running back, was fined for unnecessary roughness?
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
Y'all get real.
He just run him over
as
too.
far as look at him, he's
What's
flying.
he supposed to do?
That's what happened.
He didn't lower his helmet.
That's what
at
happened
him.
to DeMar Hamlin right there.
He put his
Exact same
shoulder
play.
into him.
Exact same play. And they made it a rule that you couldn't do that.
Oh my God!
Don't come flying at somebody like that. I mean, it's football, guys. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. What are
we
you
just gonna
asking
put
us
flags
to
on them
play?
and let them pull the flags
The
out?
running back guys, not the.
Want to play powder puff football? I mean, what is he supposed to do? They're both running full speed. What do you think is going to happen?
It's getting bad because we got more right here. How about Ravens fullback, $21,000 for unnecessary roughness right here? Did you see that?
No, I missed it completely.
Watch how awful this and unnecessary this is. Now watch. Ravens fullback.
Number 42.
When he pulls.
42 in motion. Watch him. Watch how awful and egregious of act of just un-Americanness this is.
What?
What did
he was trying to push
what
the
did
pile.
he do wrong?
41,000 unnecessary roughness.
Because he grabbed
That's his
him
whole
and pushed
salary.
him back.
He won't even make a
I
check
have
now.
No idea.
He grabs him, he's got him, and he pushes him
But-
back into the pile.
I know. It's like pushing the pile. I mean,
Unnecessary roughness.
Philadelphia does that every game.
So
Mike Allstott couldn't ever play football.
we've talked about this in the past, and one point that I don't understand about the NFL players need to, when they come to do these contracts next time, their side of the negotiations have to say, you can't take our money for penalties. First of all, if it's a penalty, and if you think my penalty I should be fined for it, then why isn't the penalty 30 yards or 40 yards or whatever? If it's so egregious, kick me out of the game. But you shouldn't be taking my money. Zach, you made a point. $21,000 from a fullback.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you think he made?
That's his game check, I bet.
I 100% believe that.
Yeah, but my whole dealing behind it was there a flag thrown there.
That was another point I was about to make, Terry. How am I getting fined on plays that there wasn't even a flag?
If your refs don't know that there was something wrong and not throwing a flag, how come I'm going to get fined?
That happens every week.
That was a fullback making a block. There was nothing on that play. But they've got to do something in their negotiations. That you can't just take money. It's just you can't take money from these guys on a play. It's just a reach-in foul. I'm going to fine $5,000 every time LeBron reaches. I mean, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen is finding this stuff for them. All right, Zach, this was a personal foul on the Panthers.
Yeah, I saw that one
for hitting a defensive. This is the thing.
I knew they was going to call it.
Yeah, but let me tell you something.
What am I supposed to
Here's
do,
what's
Terry?
wrong.
I'm the safety. What do I do?
I'm sorry.
All right.
You are coming over the middle.
Mhm.
You know I'm there. You're going to get hit. As long as he never went helmet to helmet, he hit him with his shoulder.
My wife was in there watching the game with me, and she's like, I don't understand. Why? She said, why is that? She said, they're playing football. I said,
They honestly just want you to face guard and slap the ball now.
Because she's like, I don't understand. She said, that's I saw that all my life. And I said, exactly. But when he done, I said, he's going to get, I thought they would throw him out.
This is Peyton Manning's fault right here. He whined so much about Ty Law touching Marvin Harrison, and Marvin Harrison went and shot somebody at a car wash, but we can't guard him on the football field. And when Peyton Manning whines, we got to have Peyton, got to have a win, and now you can't hit wide receivers. Shoulder to shoulder, dislodged the ball, didn't hit him in the helmet, didn't hit him in the knee.
Can you
where am I supposed
imagine?
to hit him, Terry?
Perfect.
Where am I supposed to hit him?
Jack Tatum and them could not play these
Ronnie
days.
Lott?
Yeah, none of them.
Rod Woodson?
Yeah, none of
Darren
them could
Woodson?
play.
They'd get a bill every year instead of getting money taken away.
That's
They'd
right.
get a bill to pay
They
the
would.
NFL.
Sean Taylor, Ed Reed, any good safety. What he did right there is exactly what you're supposed to do. It's every DB's dream is to have a crossing wide receiver in front of you about to catch the ball so you can make that hit.
And so they
Every
don't come
DB's
across
dream
the
is to
field
make that
again
hit.
and do the same thing.
It's just
She
Zach,
was just like, what the world?
Panthers since 2019 have the worst record in the NFL. Tom, that's good news. It's one of the ones we put up that the Browns aren't the worst record in over a span. Glad the Panthers took over that spot. Oh, Zach.
Wow. My problems with them trading up for the quarterback with the draft class next year, not taking Stroud. You put train wreck on the side of their helmet right now.
Tyler Badgett has more wins than Justin Fields and Bryce Young this year.
I ain't sure Fields is going to be there next year.
Like, we do all this trading up and trading around and moving all these draft picks for these top picks, and then whoever Tyler Badgett has got the same number of wins as Fields and Bryce Young combined on the season. And Badgett was in the trade for Bryce Young, the pick that y'all got him for. That's my NFL notes. How about some NFL bad picks, guys? Y'all ready for that? See how bad we did on it? Terry said we did really bad. Now, remember, I did say...
No, you did good, Kevin.
Okay. Remember...
I will give you credit.
Thank you,
did
sir.
good.
Remember, watch the first part and Tom puts his foot in his mouth on this one. It wasn't the first thing you said, obviously, but I made it look like.
Well, most of the time, Tom always
edit it, put it in the front. But this one's the funnier one. This is even funnier than the college one. All right, here we go. This is bad NFL picks from the last 2 weeks. Whoops, maybe not. Whoop, I wasn't ready. You can make fun of me. Hit the
That's
wrong
okay.
button.
We're used to your lack of preparation.
You can make fun of me on that one. Here we go. And I got the wrong date. So
Kevin, you had 11 wins out of 14 last week.
That ain't bad.
Pretty good.
So you guys don't understand the NFL. Well, they won last week. They'll win this week. False. Okay. Packers win it.
Y'all don't understand the NFL.
That's what I wanted to start with.
That is so funny.
Here we go.
So you guys don't understand the NFL.
I'm going to do this on loop.
So you guys don't understand the NFL. So you guys don't understand the NFL. So you guys don't understand the NFL. Well, they won last week. They'll win this week. So you guys don't understand the NFL. Well, they won last week. They'll win this week. False. Okay. Packers win at home.
Packers Cousins in the Vikings.
They're a freaking backup quarterback. How did the Vikings go? I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Let Tom be out there be the loser.
You can't take it. They're going to run 2 quarterbacks. Can't take that. I'm going to go with Falcons.
Went Falcons on this one because the Titans. I don't like picking quarterbacks in their first starts to win in the NFL, so I'm going to go Falcons on this one.
Bad picks.
He does look a little bit like Uncle Rico with the bat. But I'll tell you what, I think Uncle Rico is going to get the win. I like Uncle Rico.
Baltimore's a tough place to play. About like going to Boston College. So I'm going to take the Colts.
Oh, here we go again.
Well, they're not playing in Baltimore.
Colts. Who got that?
I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going with the Fu Manchu at home. Is the only reason I'm going with that one.
Bad picks.
Giants.
Ooh, that's a loss.
Let's say give it away. Let's say give it away. Steelers.
You know, the Steelers, they'll look horrible, then they'll look fine. At home, of course, 49ers went in there and flattened them at home. Give me the Jaguars. Give me Braveheart. Trevor Lawrence. Braveheart.
Steelers giving up Braveheart.
He does look like Braveheart.
No, he doesn't.
Braveheart, man. It looks like Braveheart.
I'm going to pause it on this one and back up for the folks that are watching at home. This is Tom's comparison.
You could see the
bloody-faced William Wallace.
That was in his younger days.
And Trevor Lawrence brushing back his blonde hair behind his do-rag on Dabo's sideline.
It's a similar hairstyle. Similar.
Tom's been a star in the lab. These 2 minutes so far.
It looks like Braveheart.
Bad picks.
He's an Ohio State quarterback.
Doing well. Texans win.
That's who I got, Houston.
I'm going Panthers this one.
They're not going to win.
I don't think so.
Texans for the win. Ain't no way.
No.
Bad picks.
I guess I'll go with my heart and pick the Browns, but that's going to be a tough
game.
To go to Seattle with a backup quarterback and beat the Seahawks because, 2 things you don't get on Sunday, Chick-fil-A or Deshaun Watson, right?
Bad picks.
Anybody going Broncos on this one at home?
No.
Gosh.
Bad
Good job, guys. Sorry about Bengals at 49ers, Tom. Rematch of 2 Super Bowls.
49ers.
I'm going 49ers.
Bad picks.
They're going to beat the Chargers.
No.
Zach got Chicago?
Yep, take me to Chicago.
Bad picks.
Let's see. Give me Nick Saban and the Dolphins. Sorry.
That's a good one. No, I absolutely deserve that. I absolutely 100%.
Bad picks.
I'm taking the Falcons with their D.
Yeah, no quarterback for the Vikings. It's sad because Cousins was playing so well, but I like the Falcons.
I hate to say I like the Falcons too, but I think you're right. You can't. I don't think Dobbs can come in and run that offense efficiently.
No,
he did.
Bad picks.
Browns.
Yeah, Browns don't know who's quarterback in this
but
week.
I tell you
Browns.
what, better be careful. I mean, they did beat Dallas.
Well, you shut up.
Unstoppable, and they get beat by the Cardinals. And that was the week that Tom didn't pickle. That's the week that Tom didn't pickle.
The only week all year. Tom's picked up
In
7
the last
weeks.
5 years. Horrible. Rams is horrible this year. I don't think
Oh,
I'm
no,
taking the
Packers are
Rams to
not
beat
good.
them in Green Bay. I'm gonna take the Rams to beat them in Green Bay.
I'm also taking the Rams.
That's two
I got
favorite
Rams,
words.
Terry.
Commanders
And-
gave up their whole defense, man.
And Sam Howell. Terry, who you got?
Patriots.
Yeah, I like the Patriots at home.
I do too.
I have Patriots as well as with me on that one.
Tampa Bay.
One of the
I like Tampa Bay to go in there and get a win. I mean, the Texans couldn't beat the Panthers last week. Crying out loud.
I know.
Road to redemption. Give me the Panthers.
Oh, okay, that seals it. Colts.
Road to redemption.
Oh man, this is a bad game. Give me the Giants. I hate to even say that. Give me the Giants. They put up 30.
Zach, when you miss big.
It's
I mean,
big.
y'all must be out of your mind. What do you think, man? Cowboys sat there. They've let the Eagles have their chance, and now we take it. It won't be Eagles in front no more. It'll be them Cowboys.
Actually, they'll still be in front by a half a game.
You'll be behind.
But anyway,
Dallas.
Eagles at home.
There's another loss for y'all.
Eagles at home.
Cut this one, please. Bills. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, I'm
1 and
also
2
going
away on the
Bills.
season this year too, guys. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's all right. They'll win. Bills.
Chargers and Jets. Jets.
Jets
Zachary.
win.
Give me the Jets. Give me the Panthers. 40 degrees
To do
Soldier
what?
Field. Win.
He's like you'll have 3 wins in a row.
Right.
Not.
Those are some bad picks.
All right, guys. So those were the last 2 weeks of bad picks from us, like Terry said. Not too great. I did decent, I guess, but pat myself on the back, I guess, is what I win. Panthers, Zach, not doing too great there. Lost Thursday to the Bears. Bears have your number 1 pick as well. So 1-9, 1-8 on the season. Some are calling for maybe even Bryce Young to rest or not play the rest of the season. They blame the line. They blame the owner. What's the main reason you believe or reasons you want to point to them being 1-8?
For on our top receivers, Thielen. I mean that tells you everything right there. You know, he catches anything that comes to him, but there knows nobody's getting separation. DJ Chark can't get on the field. Bryce Young can't see over the offensive line. Miles Sanders is horrible. Chuba Hubbard's our best offensive player. So if that don't tell you everything about the Panthers,
They had no offensive touchdowns against the Bears. The only touchdown was a punt return for a touchdown. Can't move the ball. I think I want to say Bryce Young completed like maybe 20-something passes, but only had 185 yards. So, I mean, he's not throwing the ball down the field. There's no vertical passing game. I just don't see what the Panthers will be able to do. And I know that they're only a couple games out of first. Now they've lost 2 more in a span of 10 days. I'm just telling you, they're just going nowhere offensively.
and we don't have a first round pick next year. How bad is that?
That's the worst part about it. Like
I
I
mean,
said, you traded up. In
the draft class, it's gonna be great.
Didn't know who you was going to pick. Then you get sold on the smallest quarterback in the draft of all of them, and according to, if you ranked him right now, would he be 4th between Richardson? I know Richardson's hurt. Richardson, Levis, Stroud, Young.
Yeah, I mean he's 3 or 4.
If you pick now, would he make it to 9?
I would go with the 2 guys I wanted in the first place, Stroud or Levis. That's the 2 that I wanted.
Who's the quarterback last year
For the Panthers?
Yeah.
Oh, Dalton. Not Dalton.
Sam Darnold, right?
Darnold.
If Sam Darnold was the quarterback right now, and you kept your first round pick and used it on something
And
else,
DJ Moore.
Would you have more than 1 win right
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
If we had Andy Dalton starting for us. I'd rather have Andy Dalton starting.
I mean, think about that. If you wouldn't have made those trades, and you could just could have sit still and have Andy Dalton or Sam Darnold starting, and yet you'd still have more than one win, and you would have next year's first round pick. So because if you don't hit on the Bryce Young and then you trade it, you miss 2 first.
It's always picking a quarterback, and we've always said this. It's a crapshoot. They can be 5 in there, and maybe one's going to come out.
It ain't a crapshoot when the guy's 5'10". You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it ain't a crapshoot at that. I mean, it's just I know they came out and they tried to, this anti-Ohio State bias. So Stroud doesn't know the play or whatever that IQ test, whatever stupid thing they came out with. But the measurables were there. You probably could have got him without trading, maybe. It's just,
I was sold on Stroud on the 6'4" and accurate.
That's me.
Like all of his complete.
And he was already in a.
Well, I sit there and read a scouting report, and they said he's accurate, got a good arm, and so.
And he's already running a pro style offense.
You don't trade up to draft Bryce Young unless you want him before the draft. You don't trade up to evaluate and we're going to take the little guy of these four guys standing here. It's just completely terrible. All right, let's go with the picks. Colts at Patriots this week. 2-point favorites are the Colts in New England, Tommy.
Well, if I was a German citizen, I'd be very disappointed in this game.
Oh, this is in Germany?
Yep.
Frankfurt.
Okay,
yeah, 9:30 a.m.
Let's go with the Colts.
Same with me. I'll go with the Colts in Germany.
Got to pick Fu Manchu in Germany.
Belichick surprised me last week, though, with that win. I know it was just – they got beat. They got beat by Washington. I was wrong about that. They did get beat. They won the week before.
They're sorry.
They won the week before.
The one they shouldn't have, yeah. All right, I got the Colts as well. Texans at Bengals. 6.5-point favorites are the Bengals at home this week, 5-3 against C.J. Stroud. Now, if Stroud wins this one, Tom, I mean, Panthers fans are going to have to be like, oh, God. Like, really, really bad.
Texans don't play well on the road, and Cincinnati's been playing well. I like the Bengals to win this game.
Cincinnati's on a 4-game winning streak. I think Burrow's getting healthy. Give me the Bengals at home.
I like having Terry here to balance stuff. Bengals as well. Not going to deal with the upset yet. Now, this game is intriguing to me. These are my wild card / teams. They're division winners who I picked before the season in the NFC South and the NFC North there. Saints and Vikings, both 5-4. Saints favored by 3 on the road. Both of them had quarterback issues so far this year. But look, is Carr back right now? Either one of them
so,
not.
Yeah.
So at least they're in a better spot. Vikings actually tried to trade for Jameis Winston. Is what the rumors were, and they were trying to get him before they ended up with Dobbs. But you got Dobbs at home, in Minnesota, in the Dome. No degree showing there.
Picking against Minnesota, and they keep winning, but I think their luck runs out. I think the Saints go in there and beat them.
Yeah, they've been resilient this year. You can say that about them. I think they lost their running back last week for the year too. So. They keep getting hit with injury bugs, so I'm gonna go with the Saints on the road.
One thing to always look for, I like Dobbs. I like the Vikings. I want them. I think they'll win. But the thing about it is, once you get last week, Tom, who'd they play? You know, whoever they were playing didn't have any tape on Dobbs playing for the Vikings.
Yeah.
Right. So this week the Saints have watched tape on Dobbs playing for the Vikings.
Right.
Maybe, of course, the Vikings are gonna have will know. Or have more plays, but the Saints will know half your plays, correct?
Yeah.
At least. So, I think the Saints. I agree with you guys. Can win this game as well.
They had T.J. Houshmandzadeh on the Herd this week, and he was talking about coming into an offense for the first week, just being a wide receiver, and they would call Raven 1, Raven 2, Raven 3. He's like, what the crap is that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said the guy was the genius to be able to come in and run an offense like he did, like really smart to do what he did.
Packers at Steelers. What could be the game in hell this week? Jordan Love against Kenny Pickett. 3.5-point favorites are Pittsburgh at home, Zachary.
I'm not picking Packers, even if they were at home against the Steelers. So give me Steelers.
How weird is it that when the Steelers win this game, as bad as they are, they'll be 6-3?
I
mean, that's just
I don't
amazing.
get it. They're not a 6-3 football team.
No.
There's a bunch of average teams, Tom. They're going to end up with records like that: 10-6, 10-7. 11 and 6 this year, I believe.
I'm going to go with the Steelers at home, though. I think they'll beat the Packers.
I agree. Both of you. I'm not sure you can pick Jordan Love on the road. All right, Titans. Will Levis going to Tampa. The Titans right their ship on the ship in Tampa. 1-point favorites are Baker Mayfield's Buccaneers. Zachary?
That's basically not a favorite since they're at home, so I'm going with the Titans to come in and steal a win from the Bucs.
Titans 0-4 on the road. Let's go with the Bucs.
I'm going Titans on this one. I like Will Levis. I like his arm. I like the way the ball comes out of his hand and zooms through the air there. I'm going to go Titans on this one in 74-degree weather in Tampa. 49ers and Jaguars. 49ers favored by 3 on the road. Is that surprising you, Tom? The Jaguars aren't favored in this game?
Well, I mean, I guess they're still, with the 49ers where they just acquired Chase Young.
Yeah.
And I guess Purdy's back. I don't know. Give me Braveheart at home. I like him.
It's going to be hard to pick 49ers to lose 4 games in a row, but, man, the Jaguars are playing well. 49ers are not, and they're on the road, so I'm going to take the Jaguars in this one.
You said they've lost 3 straight?
I think they've lost 3 straight. I know they lost 2 straight. I think it's 3.
I'll go 49ers as well. This one I don't feel good about that pick, but Jaguars might win that game. Browns at Ravens. Ravens have had the number a little bit, Tom, haven't they?
Yeah, they've had their number, and they beat them 28-3. And the Browns just got bad news that DeJuan Jones not playing. Wills is on the disabled list, so their offensive line is banged up. Not who you want to see coming into town when you're running out of offensive linemen. They had a number of injuries along that line. Conklin went down week 1. I mean, you got to have a line. Like, people don't pay attention to stuff like that. When you start having linemen go down, man, I just don't think the Browns have enough on the offensive line on the road to win this game. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, Hudson's going to step in there and play. I mean, he's played pretty well, and you're going to do some shuffling around. But I'm just telling you, man, it's just tough. When you start getting banged up front, I don't think Newsom's going to play in the defensive secondary either. So, I mean, I just don't think the Browns have enough this week to win. Maybe later in the season if they made them in the playoffs, but not today. I think the Ravens are going to win that game.
I think it'd be hard to go into Baltimore as good as Baltimore's playing right now, even if you're at full strength.
Right. And
Baltimore's putting up a lot of points right now. Well. So I'm going to take Baltimore at home.
I got the Ravens as well. A lot of teams say they might be the best team in the NFL right now. Don't know about that. We'll see. Falcons and Cardinals, which is definitely the game in hell this week. $14. You can watch the Falcons play the Cardinals. And the Dirty Birds and the Dirty Birds, whichever one you want to be dirtier. 4-5 at 1-8. Falcons got a chance at the division, though, still. They're fighting for first place.
For only $14, you got a little hot dog money left over. Get you a hot dog.
And Tom, who you got? Which bird? Now, remember, your boy Kyler Murray's back.
My boy. Falcons have a lot to play for. I think they need to win. They go in there and get the win.
I think they do, too. Kyler Murray's going to come in at least a little bit rusty, and I don't think they can win that game.
Been a lot of frustration in the Atlanta locker room and the fans wanting Robinson to get more touches and carries. I think Atlanta's favored by 2.5. I'm gonna pick Tom's Kyler Murray in this one.
They beat the Cowboys.
I
know you're listening, Terry. The lone win on the
with Josh Jobs, who's no longer with the franchise.
Yeah, the only win this year they traded away. He came in and won a game, and they got rid of him. He said, dude, we're trying to get the number 1 pick here, you fool.
I know, you're fired.
Got rid of him immediately, out the door.
Go mess up the Vikings.
Not even benched him. They told him to leave, Tom. Leave town. We're sending you to the great north, the great upper north.
Cleveland tried to trade back for him after they traded him out there. It's weird because they were all hyped up on DTR, their backup quarterback. Yeah. He's a rookie, dude. Mm-hmm. He's a rookie, okay? I mean, it's just... You start a rookie against the Ravens and you see what happens. I mean, it's just stupid. Whatever. Just go to the next game.
Lions at Chargers. Lions favored by 3 in Inglewood. That's just so weird saying that. Tomorrow, 4:00 game. Zach, who you got in this one?
I like the Lions team, but I've picked against the Chargers the last 2 weeks. They made me look crazy, so I'm not picking against the Chargers at home this week.
That's a tough one. I mean, you want to go with the Chargers like you, Zach. They're at home, and they've been playing well lately. But I think the Lions I think this is their year. I think they go in there and get a win, get to 7-2.
I got Chargers going to continue their winning ways, and I've got them making the playoffs as a wild card team, so I got to win the ones at home. All right. In what may be the largest spread I've ever seen in an NFL game.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Dallas Cowboys favored by 17 points over the New York Football Giants.
No
$22.
No Daniel Jones. They weren't scoring with Daniel Jones. Doesn't really matter. But you see they tried to put him back in, and he just collapsed.
I did not see that.
Yeah. I mean, his ACL's done, I think, is what it was. But, I mean, this is stupid. Dallas, listen.
17 points.
Hopefully this isn't the 4 o'clock game. Hopefully they show that Detroit-San Diego game. Los Angeles Chargers game. So I hope they do not show that, because usually it is the Cowboys in the primetime afternoon.
Yep, you're getting that one, boss.
Yep.
Fox.
Is that what it is?
You know,
it's either that or Commanders and Seahawks.
The Commander-Seahawks game will be a better game.
But
people viewership.
It's not the viewership and the advertisers are going to call CBS. Fox Charlotte.
Because all these Dallas fans want to beat the Giants 30-0,
and it's not because
then I'll be tweeting out how we're going to win the Super Bowl.
The spread's 17, not because the Cowboys are so good. It's because the Giants are so bad. So
that will be the Fox game. Greg Olson's there right now, isn't he?
That's going to be awesome.
Old Greg's prepping for the game.
The good news is, Tom, you can switch over to CBS and watch the Falcons and Cardinals at 4 o'clock.
Is that what they're showing?
So at 4 o'clock, doubleheader in hell this week, Tom. You get Falcons, Cardinals, Cowboys, Giants.
I think that's a good advertisement for YouTube TV.
I say just do what I do and watch all of them.
Go outside and do something, folks, at 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
Go rake some leaves.
There's nothing you can watch on this side of the country.
I do get the radio stations from across the country, so sometimes I'll listen to out of market broadcast just to see what their guys sound like.
Commanders at Seahawks.
Good, the Seahawks playing well.
Zachary, Seahawks favored by 6 in this one.
They got dusted.
Seahawks at
they
home.
got dusted last week. Baltimore beat the brakes
they did.
off of them. At home, they play well, though, so I think Pete the Cheat, he'll probably have all the Commanders' playbooks. They'll win.
Yep, not taking the Commanders on the road against a decent team. Seahawks with the victory in this one for me. Jets at Raiders. Antonio Pierce's team won last week, 4-5 now. Jets 4-4 overall. Rodgers says he's a few weeks away from being back.
He's not coming back.
Aaron
Rodgers.
Aaron.
He threw a 65-yard bomb on the field the other day.
Did he?
Yeah.
Both these teams are kind of right there. Like it's kind of like they're right there, and they're a step away from going forward and backwards. It's weird. But at home, I guess I like Vegas to win that game.
I think the Raiders are going to play for Pierce. I'm going to take them at home against the Jets.
They're not playing Garoppolo. They're still playing the rookie. I'm going Jets with the win on this one. On the road, the Raiders come back down to earth a little bit. All right, the weirdest and hardest team to pick. They beat the Chiefs and gave up 70 to the Dolphins, and the Chiefs beat the Dolphins 24-9, or whatever it was last week. So Broncos are 7-point dogs in Buffalo. I thought that might be a little high. Zachary, who you got in this one?
I'm taking Buffalo in this one. I know the Broncos beat the Chiefs, but they're just a bad team.
They're hard to figure out. They've played well and they've played horrible. The Bills have played well and not played well. So I think people expected them to be dominant this year. But in a primetime game at home, I like the Bills.
Give me the Denver Broncos. Something about the Bills. I don't know if this McDermott fella's good is it.
That's the rumor going around. They're talking about they say there's some coaches that can get you to the point you need to be, but you got to get rid of them to get you over the
Marty Schottenheimer.
That's fair.
Yeah. Thursday night football, Bengals and Ravens. No spread on it yet. So we're going to do we do the pick anyway. So
Bengals and Ravens.
Yep, Cincinnati at Baltimore. Tommy,
good game.
Cincinnati at Baltimore. Man, They hate Baltimore. They give them 2 divisional games.
That's what I was about to say. Can the Ravens get 2 Ohio wins in 4 days? What is that?
Yeah, Bengals. Been
Neither one of those is
well.
going to be easy.
And then you don't know who's going to get hurt Sunday because you know somebody is. Give me the who's at home? Bengals.
Ravens.
The Ravens.
Ravens. Yeah, they got 2 home games back to back. I like the Ravens in that one.
Zach?
I'm going to go with the Bengals. I picked them for this week, and I'm going to pick them next week. That's going to put them 5-0 in the last 5 games. So I'm going to go with the Bengals to get another win.
It's going to be hard to beat both those teams in a week. I'll go Bengals for the win, even though I don't feel convicted about that one. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll be back in a minute, finish up the show. JP, let's take a quick break, come back, and we'll do some – well, I'm going to try to do some fun to make Tom smile, but my attempts have failed so far this morning. So we'll be back in a few minutes at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Dragons, oh my! Tickets limited while supplies last. Online only at renfestinfo.com. Save your dates. Oh, you'll love the Renaissance Festival. Receive free child admission with donation of school supply items this weekend, with proceeds benefiting Classroom Central, helping Charlotte students in need.
Check out the new arrivals this week at Eric Johnson Auto Sales in Cherryville. Like a 2017 Cadillac ATS with only 41,000 miles, reduced by $1,600 and sale priced at $19,900. Also a 2017 Dodge Journey SC with third row seating, now reduced by $1,400, sale priced at $10,500. Or how about a 2008 Dodge Ram 1500 SLT quad cab truck, reduced by $1,600, now priced at only $8,500. Eric Johnson Auto Sales, 3629 Tryon Courthouse Road, right outside of Cherryville. Online at ericjohnsonautosales.com. The UPS stores in Gastonia and Lincoln know that our flag does not fly because the wind moves it. It flies with the last breath of each soldier who died protecting it. America's veterans embodied the ideals upon which this country was founded more than 230 years ago. And a special salute to Gunner Mate Chief Petty Officer Joel Bumgarner, now stationed with the U.S. Navy on the USS Augusta. This veteran salute is from everyone at the UPS store. 1422 East Main Street in Lincoln, 2230 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia, and 3340 Robinwood Road in Gastonia.
With CF Moto, you have the power to conquer more. From rocky creek beds to colossal mud pits to wooded mountainsides, CF Moto high-performance vehicles rip through the toughest terrain with ease. Outfitted with custom-designed liquid-cooled four-stroke engines and an unmatched assortment of standard features, the CF Moto ATVs and side-by-sides do more than crush trailheads. Whether you're looking for the ultimate adrenaline rush or a heavy-duty machine, you can take on anything with CF Moto. Available at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Laurel.
They do it all at All Ray Tire in Dallas. No matter what your automotive problem is, chances are they'll have it fixed and you'll be back on the road in no time at all. And check out All Ray Tire for the best tire deals in the area. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and from 8 a.m. till noon on Saturday. That's All Ray Tire of Dallas, located at 814 Lower Dallas Highway in Dallas. Other locations include Cherryville, Shelby, Morganton, and Forest City. That's All Ray Tire.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and the Boss.
And we're back with Kevin and the gang. They're going to finish out the show.
Zach went to school like 5 years older than me, and he knew exactly what I was saying.
Are you 5 years older than him?
Yeah.
I'm 45. He just turned 41. So I turned
in
45
school.
in March. So
In school.
That'd
in
be-
school. He was a senior when I was in 7th
yeah,
grade.
that's true.
Also, you were held back, Kevin.
No.
I think it's because
October
his birthday was so late.
Okay.
Yep.
I figured you were just held back. For
It's
obvious
early.
reasons.
I was the oldest, one of the oldest people in my grade, Tom. It was the year they switched from. I was the last age group that got to drive past 9 o'clock when you were 16.
Oh yeah.
So it happened in January of the year I turned 16. So I got to drive by my friend's house at 9:05 and beep the horn at him in the same grade.
I remember I was coming home at Burger King at 3 o'clock in the morning when I used to drive when I was 16.
Right,
coming
yeah.
home. And I remember there's a Volkswagen broke down on the side of the road. And we just saw the guy walking. So we're like 16-year-old kids. I was taking somebody else. We picked him up, took him to the gas station. I mean,
that's the 90s, 80s.
I mean,
you could do it then.
And that was only 30 years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
you could do that. Now you can't even go to a bowling alley without some maniac.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's just
did
crazy.
see a dad with like 5 kids from the baseball kids on the back of a truck the other day for the first time that I've seen in quite a long
On the back of
time.
a truck?
On the back of a pickup
So-
truck. I guess they went down to the store down the street real quick.
Not to
and came
make
back.
another side, because I know we're finishing up, but if you go into Gastonia and you turn, you know where Tyson's Food is in Gastonia? You turn left. We pulled out of, I was sitting in the back of the truck with my stepdad driving, and he hit the bump when we pulled out and threw me out in the middle of the road with the transfer truck coming.
Glenn?
Yes. I can remember my stepsister beating on the window going, Zach
There
fell
goes Zach,
out.
there's Zach.
And me just sitting there.
So this, we just got some fun news and tweets to get out of here. But last time every Major League team won a playoff game, who's the oldest team, guys? Last team to win a playoff game.
Well, it's not Kansas City because right there they are. I would say.
It goes all the way back to 2009.
How about the Mariners? The Mariners won last year.
Last
that's right.
year, yeah.
That's right.
Miami.
In the
is,
words
is
of-
Miami on there,
In the
Kevin?
words of Terry, who cares? But Arizona, the Anaheim Angels, the GOAT,
That's awesome.
have not won a playoff game since he's been there. 2009, the last time the Angels won
Good job,
a playoff
guys.
game. Reds was 2012. Pirates and Tigers, 2013. Orioles, who made the playoffs this year, still haven't won a playoff game since 2014.
It's just not. It's just not competitive anymore.
Now, Tom, you were talking about examples for the kids. Well, I'm going to save that one for last.
Yeah.
I got one for you. All right, Zach. How Ricky Henderson?
He's a man.
Only 3 players born after 1890 have half as many stolen bases as him. You heard that right. Only 3 human beings on this planet born after 1890 have half as many stolen bases as Ricky Henderson.
Well, I think it's a combination of 2 things. Number 1, he's the best ever. Number 2, that's not the way they play anymore. It's a combination of those. I mean, I would say, I don't care who they are. I mean, Ricky Henderson's the best base stealer, hands down. But because they don't play the small ball anymore, nobody try. You know what I mean? Nobody really tries to steal bases like they used to.
All right, so Tom, we got some play-by-play here, and this is Ted Simmons, Cardinals, at catching.
It's amazing. It's amazing how bad the video quality was back then.
This is it's not transferred right. You don't understand? Like we were watching on the tube.
It'd
This
been
is
a little
not
clearer,
right. It was way clearer, and that's what kids today are like. Y'all were blind. I'm like, that's not what we were looking at. It's a different format.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yes, the conversion on that. So Zach, make sure the audio's on this.
On?
One. Yeah.
All right, so this is a baseball game from a long time ago. Cardinals and I think Cubs, and they get in a brawl here. And just watch this.
You know, it's not only the contenders who take a pennant seriously. Here's the last place Chicago Cubs in a game against the Cardinals. Bill Matlock. He's going to meditate because that's what Rabowski, the Cardinal pitcher, was doing.
All right, so if you don't know who Al Rabowski is, he was the crazy nut pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals who would talk to himself and meditate on the mound between pitches, and it would just drive the batters crazy. So this guy was pissed off about Rabowski wasting his time, basically.
So he could have
Chad
pitched count then.
Crawford
Right.
goes over to get him back in the batter's box, but now he's got an argument from Cub manager Jim Marshall and Jose Cardinale out.
So the umpire's trying to put him in the batter's box because he just walked out the batter's box.
Crawford
So the umpire starts
says,
calling
"Let's
strikes.
play. Throw the ball. Here it comes. Strike one.
He called strike one. They threw the pitch with the coach
and the bat. That's not even the batter. That's the on deck batter in the batter's box. The coach and the on deck batter were in the batter's box. The umpire had the pitcher throw the pitch. And he caught the
Marshall, what are you doing to me? I'm going to catch that ball. No, I'm not. Here comes Matlock.
So he jumped in and hit it. He threw another pitch. The real batter jumps in and tries to hit
Simmons the catcher. I'm going. Here we go.
And then Ted Simmons fights all three of them.
What year is that from?
It's the 70s.
I was going to say, it looks 70s for sure.
Here's another Cardinals video. Now, Tom, I know earlier, I can't believe I'm going to go here. Since you didn't like old Ben Rhodes celebrating, you're not going to like Vince Coleman celebrating here. He's a little intoxicated, Tom, so I'm going to warn you. This is Vince Coleman, 1985.
We go now to the Cardinals locker room and Channel 5's Art Holiday. Arthur.
We got Well, the champagne and beer is flowing here in the Cardinal locker room.
He's one of the players that have half as many as
Cardinals, as you might expect, for being the National League East champions. They're having quite a celebration now. The best in the world, right?
We got an all-star at every position. Jack Clark, Tommy Hurd, Ozzie Smith, Terry Pendleton, Willie McGee, Tony Petty.
That was Tony Petty.
What else you want to know?
So yeah, the rest of this minute clip is him just going, "What else you want to know?"
That's fun. I'm sorry. That's I like that. It's a huge difference. Kevin, it's not even a comparison.
They're both drinking champagne.
Kevin. He is obviously happily drunk. The other guy's on hard drugs. No.
The other guy was drunk. He just drove a race car.
The Cardinals had so many injuries this year.
We said
so much adversity to overcome. It's really a credit to the character of this ball club, the way they bounce back time and again from all the injuries.
We bounce back and we play consistent baseball. I think that's the most important word associated with the game right now. I mean, you know, when you have guys coming off the bench and being consistent every day, I mean, we post consistency in offense and pitching,
reporter got him some champagne
and defense. And when you have those categories, you know, that's what it's going to take to win championships.
Is that when they won the series or the pennant?
That's probably, I don't know what year. I'd have to. It's the pennant because 82 was the series.
We forget how good of a base stealer he was because of Ricky. That's the sad part, though.
All right, real quick, fun fact. That's why I was going to ask Terry about this, and I can show him next week.
The Royals were having a few problems holding on to the ball. They also had other problems. What's wrong with this picture? Look closer. A Kansas City player is in a Brewers uniform. What caused this royal mix-up?
George Brett in a Brewers
It seems someone
uniform.
broke into the KC locker room and stole most of their uniforms.
So Kansas City had to play in the Milwaukee's baby blue uniforms because they got their uniforms stolen in Milwaukee. I was going to ask Terry if he remembers this one.
Like the old stirrups they had, too.
Tom, this is a lesson for all you kids out there. Sorry we're running a little late. Always trust your catcher. Because most of the time, the catcher knows what he's talking about. Here's a young man in the Little League World Series. Shakes off his catcher. Fastball. Holler at you, boy. That ball's in the woods.
We game even smirked.
Yeah, quick story. I was catching one time. A home run hitter was batting. He loves low balls, Tom. Loves low balls. You can blow it by him high fastball. I walk out there to my pitcher, who's a little guy who throws nothing but junk. I said, "Hey, Brandon, you have to throw him high fastballs here." He said, "He's going to kill us." I said, "No, he's not. He's going to kill it." He's like, "No, he's not." It's a high fastball. So I go back, squat down, give him the one. He shakes it off. I'm like, he's not doing this to me. One, he shakes it off. One, he shakes it off. I said, okay. Two, he nods. He bounced the curveball, and I kid you not, Michael Petrie golfed it out of the park. Before Petrie got to second base, I was standing there next to Brandon, and he turned around. He looked at me and said, "If you go back to the home plate." Listen to your catchers. They know when they're in there, I promise you. One or two more quick notes. Last thing. We talk about that next week. Kevin Durant and LeBron. I had one more baseball quick thing. Maybe I didn't. All right. I guess we'll wrap it up there unless I can round it up to it. Time for questionable decisions. How about this chick?
Yeah, that's
love,
a question.
Love of my life, getting Kevin tattooed on her.
Well, you better hope it works out because if it don't, the don't sweetheart tattoo removal is not cheap.
I went home showed this to my wife and was like, "Where's the dedication?"
Yeah.
She wouldn't do it, Tom.
Yeah.
Would not do it. So
I
should I file for divorce because she wouldn't do it?
If anybody's going to divorce, she's going to divorce you. So shut up.
All right, JP, final note before we go. Oh. Sorry. Final note before we go. Just killed everybody's ear. JP, Tom, this is for you too. This is JP and Tom news. Minnesota is taking applications for a new state flag. Someone submitted this picture of their dog. That could be the new picture of the Minnesota state flag.
Need a new flag?
I don't know, but we'll be back next week. Saturday Morning Sports Talk, KDCBroadcasting.com.